I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Stand by 3.
You got those monkeys ready? Where's the midget?
Roger on the monkeys.
Prime the board.
Ready, 8. Is the last button working?
Good, all right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What the?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was standing on this wire. My bad.
It's the WBHP Morning Show with Toni and Gary.
Show. It is Monday. Thank you. 5:04 on the morning show. It is Monday. Helps when the mic's on, huh?
Yeah, it does.
That's all right. That was just a preview.
Just gotta hit that button harder, I guess.
You know, buttons, computers.
Well, don't jinx me. So
Oh,
far,
wow.
so far,
So far, so good?
everything's working fine. in
Well,
here.
good.
Aside from me having to push the button harder.
That's all right.
Nothing we can do about that, I guess.
No, I don't think so either. It may not be. It may be that you're just weakened.
That may be what it is. I was weakened by the weekend.
Yes, you were. So
Of
how was
football.
your weekend?
I had a good weekend, actually.
Good. What'd you do?
We ended up having Logan's birthday party yesterday.
You sure have a lot of birthday
yesterday
parties.
afternoon.
Seems like.
Hunter's born in September. Logan's born in October. Back to back there. Logan's birthday was actually the 10th. But so busy. We finally got it in yesterday, and that was a good time. I'll tell you what, though. So we had it at a pavilion in Athens where they have, a park and a nice building there.
Yeah.
And when we rented the building, so they said, well, would you like the kitchen? Would you like the use of the kitchen as well? Well, we didn't even realize it had a kitchen. We just thought it was a covered
Pavilion.
Picnic table set, basically. And we said, oh, well, how much more is that? And she said, well, $25. And I said, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. We want that too. So it was only $55 to rent the thing for the whole day, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, we weren't out there that long, but that's how long we had it. So, I mean, it's really cheap. So my plan was just to get a bunch of hamburger meat and cook everybody some hamburgers on the stove in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. Well, Fallon decided, well, no, I think we'll just have finger foods. So she stayed up all night Saturday night making homemade sausage balls.
What?
Pigs in a blanket, little smokies. And I think that's all she made Saturday night. But anyway, she was up till 1 a.m. while I was snoozing in the recliner waiting for her to get done, doing all that. So then she got all that done, put it in the refrigerator. So we said, well, what we'll do is we'll just go in a little early before the party starts, and we'll heat all this up in the oven.
Right.
We get there. There's a refrigerator in the kitchen. There's a refrigerator. There's a chest freezer. There are 2 stainless steel tables and a sink. No stove.
No stove?
And a huge sign that says no cooking in the kitchen. Oh, gosh.
Well, that's not what they told you on the phone, though, is it?
Well, they did not say no cooking in the kitchen. However, they did not say you can cook in the kitchen either. And we didn't ask, and they didn't tell. We just assumed a kitchen would have a stove in it, right?
Oh, it's that assumption thing again.
I guess so. So what did I have to do?
Oh, no.
I contemplated going home and getting the microwave and zapping everything, but that was a drive from where we were. So I went down to the dollar store and got a grill, one of those small charcoal grills, and I heated it up on charcoal grill.
Well, how smart was that you even thought of that?
Yeah, it was my laziness. I didn't want to drive that far, and I figured it out.
I think that's actually a good idea because it would have been cold after you drove down there and heated it up and brought it back. It still would have been.
Oh no, I was going to get the microwave.
Oh, get the
and
microwave.
bring it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And illegally plug it up in the kitchen.
Oh.
Or whatever. Actually, I could have plugged it up outside in the pavilion part. But anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
It actually worked out okay. But the reason I even went into this story is, so let me tell you how dry it is. So I go out back of the pavilion I mean, the grill's been out for hours, literally. We're all sitting there talking. It's been out for hours. Mm-hmm. I go out back to dump the ashes. I carry a bottle of water with me. I always do. And no sooner did I dump the ashes, the ground started smoking. It was about ready to flame up on me. Scared the mess out of me. I poured like 4 bottles of water on that stuff. But that's how dry it is.
Oh my.
I mean, this charcoal was, it was still warm, but it was cool enough where I could have picked it up with my hand and it wouldn't hurt. Yet that caused the ground to start smoking, ready to flame up.
Good night.
That's how dry it is. And we got rain the other day.
Well, and that's why there's a burn warning in effect.
That's right. That's right. It scared me. I started hollering, "Bring me more water! More water!" and no adult came. Not the first adult came to me.
Oh, were there a lot of people there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were 15, 20 adults and a whole bunch of hoodlums running around. And those are the ones who came to my rescue. All the kids came and brought me a bottle of water. Thank God. But the adults just hanging out.
Well, who did you have at your party?
And nobody that cared,
Are
apparently.
these people you knew?
Yes. My mother.
She just said, "Oh, that's Corey." Just ignore him.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he's screaming about, but just ignore him.
Just ignore him.
And that's what we do. But anyway, yeah, we had a good weekend. Good football weekend. How about yours?
I was worried there at the beginning.
I saw our program director, Stuart Langston, Friday night here doing the football thing. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, I'm just a little worried. And he said, nah, I'm not worried at all. And I said, well, see, but the problem is I know how good they're playing, but you never know who's going to show up.
Right.
When it comes to Alabama.
And they shut down the quarterback. They shut him down from his run.
That. I enjoyed that.
No, they shut down our quarterback from running.
Huh?
In the beginning.
Well, yeah. Well, as usual, as in every other Alabama game, we got better as the game went on.
Well, true, but he
was shut down at first.
He was shut down, yeah. And he's been a big part of what's been going on.
He still ran for he may have hit 200 yards, but it was well over 100 yards in the first 3 quarters. Yeah. I say ran, he rushed for well over 100 yards.
200 yards?
I said well over 100. He may have made the 200 mark. I'll have to look. Mm-hmm. In the third quarter, it was
in the third
over
quarter
100 yards
different.
already.
Yeah, but the first half?
Right.
It scared me.
The first half?
Well, the first quarter
for sure. The first half of the first quarter, I was worried.
Oh, well, I was still worried at the end of I was
maybe
still
the whole first quarter.
Yeah, I was worried.
Because it was about the second quarter before we could start scoring rather than kicking field goals.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we missed a couple.
Yeah.
What was wrong with him?
I don't know.
You never know with him.
Well, typically he's on it, but we have gone through some rough patches with him.
Mm-hmm. We went through a lot of rough patches last year.
Was it last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He missed a lot. And then all of a sudden he hit every one.
I know.
I don't know.
It's odd. Well, there was an interesting win situation that I heard them talking about. I'd never heard them say anything about it on TV, but I was listening to Eli Gold and whoever his sidekick is now, and they were talking about up above the stadium, the wind was going one way, but down in the stadium, it was going the complete opposite direction. So they were talking about how they were going to have to negotiate those shifting winds, throwing and kicking.
Well, A&M didn't have a problem with the shifting winds.
Well, I'm just saying. Maybe there wasn't a shifting wind when they kicked. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I think he was off.
I heard them.
Again, because he's been off before. But And you never know with him. You know, I mean, like I say,
And A&M had a lot of other problems than.
they did.
I mean, great. They kicked a field goal. Congratulations. But you couldn't do anything else.
I'm just saying.
No.
It was rough there in the beginning.
Don't come in beating on Alabama, Ms. Lowry.
Well, I'm sorry.
Let me tell you what Paul Feinbaum said, I guess it was yesterday on his show. He said that if Alabama ever plays a perfect game, may have to find somebody on Sunday to beat them. He said so far there hasn't been the perfect game played.
I heard a bunch of people saying, well, they could play an NFL team. I
if
don't,
they played perfectly.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. But
why do you poo-poo Alabama so bad as an Alabama fan?
Don't do that. I'm not poo-pooing him. But
You are poo-pooing them.
let's hope we don't play Michigan. Did you see them play?
No, but I saw Ohio State get beat.
Yes, they did by Michigan.
No, it was by Penn State.
I mean, by Penn State,
which is
yes.
worse.
Yeah, they were unranked. But Michigan, like I say, it's going to be a little tough. I think if we go to the national championship. I'm trying to
I'm
pull
sure
up.
it will be.
I was gonna. There it is.
But so far, nobody's had any. I mean, they come in good, but
Yeah.
they leave with their tail between their legs. Ms. Lowry, what about Auburn? Beat the mess out of Arkansas
Oh, I know.
over the weekend.
You know, and I'm just saying that could be a rough.
Well, they've gotten
better.
They've gotten a lot better.
But let me say this: Eddie Jackson, you know, he broke his leg. He's out for
Yeah.
the season.
It's horrible.
It was horrible. I mean, he didn't look like he broke his leg.
Well, he couldn't put weight on it.
Well, I know that, but
You mean the injury didn't look bad?
yes.
Okay.
And when he walked off the field, didn't he?
No, I don't think he could put weight on it, could he?
Well,
Or maybe he did walk
I think he walked off the
with
field.
assistance off the field. But
Yeah, but let me say this.
Okay.
I just want, if I break my leg, you're going to know it in 3 counties.
Yeah.
How do they do that?
I don't know.
Anyway, I was going to
Well.
read you. So, you know, we have this family app, right?
Right.
Cody and Alicia and me, Chance, so that we can all chit-chat back and forth during the games.
Yeah.
And I was trying to look at times. What time did that game start?
Alabama game? Mm-hmm. 2:30. Oh, well, I think kickoff finally started at 3.
Did it?
They always fake you off so you'll come in and listen to their 30 minutes worth of running their mouth. They say it's 2:30, but no, I think it was like 3 when it kicked off.
Well, at 4:46, there's Alicia and Cody are still, you know, this is crazy. What are they doing? We're leaving good points on the field.
Right, because they couldn't make a touchdown when they
That's
got to the red zone.
Hour and a half later, if it started at 3.
That would have been probably the second quarter. Coming up on halftime.
Yeah. We're going to lose. This is not good. They're playing horrible. Need touchdowns. And then there was an interception, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On both ends.
I said, okay. I said, there, yeah, exactly. And then we had an interception. So, and then Alicia said, we need halftime already so Nick can have his chat. You know, so I think it was the first half. When I said the first half,
When we went
I had
to
to go back and
halftime,
look.
it was 13-3. We were fine. Come on, Tony. Let's stop bashing the number 1 team in
No,
America.
I'm just telling you what it is. And I couldn't, you know what else I couldn't figure out? Why they kept taking Harris out and putting Jacobs in. Why do they keep doing that? I mean, Harris was running good. The running game, but they kept taking him out and putting that other guy in. who
Probably
wasn't
just to
running
let
as good.
him
It was
rest.
for a long time, though. There were long intervals.
I didn't
Anyway,
notice.
I know, because you're a guy. All right, let's go to the phone.
What does that have to do with anything?
Details. Let's go to Jim. Hey, Jim, how are you?
Good morning. Happy Monday.
Hey.
Hey, I thought that was a great game.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to bash Alabama this morning,
I'm
Jim?
not bashing Alabama. I'm telling the truth.
I've never heard
No, I
that.
thought it was a great game. I was surprised at one point that A&M got 13. They got a 1 point lead at some point in the game. I think it was the third quarter.
Yeah.
And
Beginning
then
of the third quarter.
Alabama came back and kind of cleaned their clock.
Yeah,
Yep.
see, that's why I was saying the first half I was just scared that they were going to run away with it, but or that they were going to shut down our quarterback. That was the biggie for me. It's like, oh man, they're not letting him. They're making it where he can't run, and he's such a big part of the team. But you know what? Our defense is really good. Again,
Well, they're a lot more efficient than the offense.
absolutely they are. And if you watch the Auburn game, like Corey said, then you saw a stronger Auburn team. They're getting better every week.
Yeah.
So we can't just take it for granted. You know how it is in the Iron Bowl. You just never know what's going to happen, who's going to do what.
Well, it surprised me that Auburn won. I even though I picked Auburn, but they were going against the number 17 team, and Auburn was ranked 21st. So I thought it would be a very close game.
You know, I bet they come up in the rankings, don't you, Corey?
They did.
Oh, they
Let me
did.
look.
Okay.
I'll go find that.
Yeah.
I looked at that yesterday. There were 8 SEC teams in the top 25 last week. Only 6 this week. Alabama number 1, Texas A&M 9, Florida's 14. Auburn came up to 15 from 21 last week. Tennessee's 18. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tennessee's 18 and LSU's 19 now.
Yeah. Who won the LSU game?
LSU.
Do you know by how much?
Oh yeah. Let me look on my sheet.
Yeah, I didn't watch.
LSU won by 17.
17. Okay.
Yep. Penn State ranked for the first time since 2011 at 24 after beating Ohio State.
Yeah. Well, and they beat them by what, 1?
If
If
that's
I'm not
right.
mistaken. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm
But
not sure that's a good game to measure that by.
well, Penn State was unranked.
Yeah, I would call that probably. I mean, as much as I loathe Ohio State and Urban Meyer, I would call that a fluke.
A fluke.
Yeah.
But in the race for
The
the national
championship that matters
championship,
big
yeah,
time.
is Michigan undefeated?
Michigan is undefeated. They're number 2. They got 1 vote for number 1. Clemson 3, Washington 4, Louisville 5. Ohio State dropped to 6.
Okay, so the only undefeated teams are Alabama, Michigan, and Clemson,
And Washington.
and Washington. Okay,
And that's in the top 5. And then you've got
but they're the only undefeated teams, right?
no. Then you've got Nebraska and Baylor. They're undefeated.
Why are they so far down? Is it who they're playing?
It depends on who they're playing. Yeah. West Virginia is undefeated. Boise State.
Well, maybe we'll get Boise State to play in the.
Western Michigan's undefeated. And that's it in the top 25.
Well, we're what, in week 8?
Week 8. Well, yeah, we're
Yeah.
coming up on week 9. Mm-hmm.
Hard to believe that it's already been 8
Yeah.
weeks.
Yep.
Where'd the season go?
I know. You know,
I know it.
we wait forever for it to get here, and then it flies by.
Yeah, I can remember us talking. Where's it at? Where's it at? When's it going to get here?
Well,
And
now
even T had the it's going to be on this date. There's so many more days to football.
oh, I know. And then it's go. It's like everything else. You know, you wait. Like our vacation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we planned it for a year. Finally got to go, and then it was over.
Yeah, it always
Boom,
just
it's gone.
flies by. doesn't
Yeah.
it?
So, anyway, now we have Christmas to look forward to. 2 months from tomorrow.
I think you were talking about undefeated teams. I'm pretty sure Alabama's now the last undefeated team in the SEC.
In the SEC?
Yeah.
Oh, that could be possible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Pretty sure that's right.
Speaking about number of days from tomorrow, there's 14 days to the election from
2
tomorrow.
weeks. 2 weeks from
wow.
tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll be here and be on its way. It'll be whatever.
yeah.
Hard to believe.
The polls haven't gotten any better for the Donald.
Well,
Well, it depends on what poll you look at.
Yeah. Again,
I have beat my head against the wall all weekend because it's such a stark difference in the stories you see when it comes to the mainstream media and when it comes to you looking on the internet for the real news yourself.
or listening to us,
Yeah, the difference is ridiculous. Hillary Clinton has already won this election.
according to them.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
And her.
But I'm gonna read something to you guys,
Okay.
and we're gonna discuss it. The emails that were leaked from WikiLeaks and John
Yeah.
Podesta.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read this out. The emails. I want you to listen. The email starts out with for just a second. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but the email starts out with a request for recommendations on oversampling for polling
Really?
in order to maximize what we get out of our media polling.
Wow.
So it says here, I also want to get your Atlas folks, they're the ones who do research, to recommend oversamples for our polling before we start in February by market, regions. I want to get all this compiled into one set of recommendations so we can maximize what we get out of our media polling. Now, it's a 37-page guide with the following poll rigging recommendations. In Arizona, oversample Hispanics and Native Americans. That's highly recommended. Now, and I'm going to get to what actually happened. Then it goes on to say, oversample Hispanics, use Spanish language interviewing, oversample the Native American population. For Florida, the report recommends consistently monitoring samples to make sure they're not too old, the people, because young people are for Hillary and older Cubans, for example, are for Trump. Mm-hmm. And has enough African American and Hispanic votes. Meanwhile, independent voters in Tampa and Orlando are apparently more Democratic friendly. So make sure that you fill up those cities first in your polling.
Great.
And then it says...
this is from Podesta?
Yeah. Meanwhile, it suggested that national polls oversample key districts and regions and ethnic groups as needed. General election benchmark $800 sample with potential oversamples in key districts and regions. Target ethnic oversamples as needed, and target tracking polls in key races. Now, they have a plan to rig the polls, and it looks like the media has played into it. Now, one thing that I didn't consider was geographic areas, because in Ohio, for example, you have one county that is totally Trump and another county that's totally Clinton. Mm-hmm. So depending on where they got their people, the media, and after the ABC poll that came out over the weekend that said Hillary was up by 12, and it was oversampled by 11, then and that goes into the Real Clear Politics average that everybody uses,
which everybody uses now.
So that jacks up
Hillary's
her lead
favorabilities. Yeah.
Now, I'm gonna prove that in a second, but this is all a plan, and it's a plan, and the media goes along with it with their media polling.
I wonder if it wasn't overkill by Podesta to send that to the media. Because the media was going to do that anyway.
No. This wasn't sent to the media.
Oh, who was that sent to?
This was sent to their research group, which is, what did I say their name was? Atlas. And then Atlas puts it out
to the polling companies?
in a different way, a 37-page guide.
Okay. And who does that guide go to?
And that guide goes to the media, and then the media pick it up.
So it's kind of like telling your PACs what kind of ads to run.
Right.
He was telling the media
how to do it.
Mm-hmm. So, but my point is, what wouldn't the media have done it anyway?
Well, maybe they wouldn't have as
egregious.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, maybe that they wouldn't have said, "Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's target Orlando."
Right.
Or let's target blah blah blah.
Maybe they wouldn't have thought about
all those different aspects of targeting.
Right. But Podesta sits up at night thinking about that stuff.
It's just a and so all of that being said, here we have the ABC poll that was conducted, and they say it's a tracking poll. ABC is now calling it a tracking poll.
Really?
It hasn't tracked anybody. But they are saying it's a tracking poll because the other tracking polls are showing Trump ahead.
Right.
Right?
They're trying to show a tracking poll with Hillary ahead, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's not a tracking poll because they just started. They haven't tracked anybody, so they have the first 5 days, right?
Okay.
Now.
So have they literally changed the way they poll? Or are they just calling it that?
Well, I think they're just calling it a tracking poll.
We'll just have to watch.
Mm-hmm. Because this poll was taken October 20th through the 22nd, right? And so it's only 2 days,
right?
Not 5 days.
Right.
So how's it a tracking poll? You're tracking 2 days? Mm-hmm. Unless they go forward until they get to 5 days, which is at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing. This is where it's different. 36% Democrats, 27% Republicans, 31% independents, and they're not telling you which way they're leaning. So,
Yeah. You know, the problem with throwing out these fake numbers, or these, to use Trump's term, these rigged numbers, is it discourages Trump voters from going to the polls.
okay, so those are the two things that you brought up. The whole point of this whole exercise is to demoralize Trump voters. And then the second thing in this email that it says to do, keep saying the race is over.
Yeah. And
Keep
she's
saying the race is over, she's won, go on about your business.
she's started saying phrases like, I've started not to even think about responding to Trump. Just pretending he's not even there.
Right.
And that's...
Or I'm going to pull out of Virginia because it's in the bag.
Right, yeah. She's saying different little key words, key
and
phrases.
And so's the media. The media is saying it's over, get over it. And they're now doing stories, what are we going to do after the election when Hillary wins? They're doing stories like that. So you're right, Jim. They're trying to demoralize Trump support. Two ways, faking the polls, because, you know, people look at the polls and say, well, no use me voting. I mean, she's so far ahead, right?
Yeah.
And keep saying the race is over, there's no way he can win. That's all you're going to hear the next 2 weeks from the media.
And I'm so sick of Juan Williams, I can
Oh, my.
reach and grab him.
Well, he was in the WikiLeaks. They leaked one of his emails.
What do you have to say?
Well, he emailed Podesta saying, let's set up a meeting.
Oh.
Now, they asked him about it, and he said, well, I'm a journalist. I wanted to set up a meeting. And, you know, he's right.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to both sides, but they didn't leak an email where he emailed Trump and said, I wanted to set up a meeting.
Right.
It's only to the left.
I'm a little upset with WikiLeaks, to be honest with y'all. Did y'all see where over the weekend they've now come out? They've either been threatened enough by the Clintons to stop, or they were full of it to begin with. Now they've come out and said, well, now listen, we've always said that Hillary wouldn't be indicted, which is a lie. We've always said that Hillary Clinton would win the election, which is a lie. They said that. We've got the clip where Julian Assange told Megyn Kelly, I've got stuff that will indict Hillary Clinton. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And now they're tweeting out, well, we never
Jeez,
said
Corey,
that.
you're upset with the hacker.
Well, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Because I mean, my legs have been tingling for months over these WikiLeaks.
Well,
and now they're letting me down, Jim.
Yeah. What about this thing I saw that the FBI is going to investigate, is turning up the flame on investigating the Clinton Foundation? You got any word on that?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't see how that is going to happen.
Under Comey or period?
I don't think that's going to happen before the election.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No. Not with 14 days left
No.
to go.
Mm-mm. So if they investigate the foundation, she'll just say, well, I won't have anything to do with it then. Let Bill and Hillary run it. I mean, Bill and Chelsea run it. So what's the difference? It's all in the same family.
All goes to the same bank account.
It does. Anyway.
Oh, well.
Hey, Jim, do you know that...
This week.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said that I'm just saying it ought to be an interesting week as we're getting closer to the election.
Yeah, it should. I was going to say, back to football a minute. Did you know, Jim, that Kentucky, if they were to win out their conference games the rest of the year, and Florida were to lose one conference game this year, do you know that Kentucky would go to the SEC championship?
No.
Yeah. They
What?
are number 2 in the East at the moment, behind Florida. Kentucky.
What?
Holy cow. Yeah. I went to make sure Alabama is the last undefeated team in the SEC. And Kentucky's number 2 in the East. Wow.
Yeah, but
Well, what's the rest
but
of
we play
Alabama's
Florida,
schedule
right?
look like?
This week?
No, we're off this week.
Oh, next week?
I'm pretty sure we don't play Florida this year.
Really?
I have to go look.
Okay.
I
You know,
was
we
gonna
don't-
say, what's the schedule look like for Alabama?
So we're off this week, and then we play LSU on the 5th. And sorry, I have to go week by week. Let's see. Alabama plays Mississippi State on the 12th. And then Alabama plays Chattanooga on the 19th.
That's
That
our
ought to be a
practice game.
Barn burner. And then Alabama plays Auburn on the 26th.
Yep.
That ought to be a good one.
Okay, so we don't play Florida.
Quite literally. No.
All right, Jim.
No Florida.
We got to go.
Okay. Have a good week.
You have a great day. We'll talk about that one thing that he was talking about when we come back, the $12 million commitment from the King of Morocco.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago.
We have.
It just kind of, all this stuff we have talked about.
What's interesting is we usually talk about things twice here. We talk about things when they first come out, and then we talk about things when the media talks about them.
That's right.
2
When
or
they
3
finally
weeks
catch
later.
on. It's like, hello.
That's why this show seems like deja vu sometimes
It
to us.
does.
Because we talked about
like
it
we
when it
already
was
talked about that.
when it first came out, a month
and
ago.
everybody was ignoring it.
That's right.
You know, it's like, what is wrong with you people? If we can do it with the resources we have, why can't the media?
Well, they are. They're suppressing it.
They don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Suppression.
Yep, it is. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Checking Week 7 in the NFL on Sunday Night Football. We have the Seahawks and the Cardinals playing to a 6-6 overtime tie. It's the first tie in Seahawks franchise history. In late games of note, Patriots down the Steelers 27-16. New England's now 6-1. Quarterback Tom Brady had 2 touchdown passes with the Steelers' first game without injured quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. Chargers surprised the Falcons 33-30 in overtime. San Diego was down 17 points. They come back and get the big road win. In early games of note, the Eagles down the Vikings 21-10. That's the first loss of the year for Minnesota. They're now 5-1. Philadelphia's defense had 4 takeaways and 6 sacks. The Eagles are now 3-0 at home this year. The Lions get a last-second touchdown pass from quarterback Matthew Stafford to wide receiver Anquan Bolden to beat the Redskins 20-17. That snaps Washington's 4-game winning streak. And it was the Bengals beating the Browns 31-17. Cleveland's now 0-7 on the season.
Guys, when it comes to grooming, we're no longer interested in discount chains and unisex salons. Men nowadays demand the warm, personal atmosphere of the barbershop of days gone by, while enjoying man-sized leather chairs, big-screen TVs, and a cold drink. Rooster's Men's Grooming Center has it all for you. They're located at 475 Providence Main Street in Huntsville. Give them a call at Rooster's Men's Grooming Center at 489-0886. If you're looking for one of the finest dining experiences in the Tennessee Valley, if you're looking for the best, absolute best steaks and the freshest seafood, look no further. Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, south of Weatherly in Huntsville, is the place for you. Go by and see our buddy Nick and all the family there waiting to serve you with the best food that Huntsville has seen in years and years at Nick's Ristorante on Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly.
Maddie, what are you doing? How do you like the new sign? Sutton and Daughters Furniture? Does Daddy know about this? Well, we can't call it Sutton and Sons because we don't have any brothers. And besides, we've helped Daddy in the store practically since we were babies. Sutton and Daughters, that has a nice ring to it. Finally, some respect around here. Laren, this could be the start of a new trend. Either that or World War III.
The brands you trust, like Flexsteel, Hooker, and Lexington, at a price you'll love.
That's because Daddy said sell it.
Sutton Furniture.
Highway 72 in Athens.
Keeping you informed. Now, a Tennessee Valley News Update on WBHP.
Good morning, I'm Michelle Stark with an update from the WHNT News 19 newsroom on this Monday. Activists and law enforcement clashed this weekend in North Dakota over construction of the Dakota Access Pipeline. The skirmish led to dozens of arrests and a temporary road closure as protesters set up camp near the pipeline's proposed path. At least 127 people were arrested. Australian Olympic gold medalist Mac Horton has paid tribute to a fan who spotted a suspicious mole on the swimmer's chest and urged him to get it checked out. In a post Friday on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, the 20-year-old swimmer wrote, quote, "Shout out to the person that emailed the swim team doctor and told me to get my mole checked out. Good call." When a large group of athletes, well, they decide to go out for dinner together, it can get pretty expensive. The proof? On Wednesday, Scout.com's Mike Fisher took a close look at the rookie dinner the Dallas Cowboys held during their bye week. The final damage for all that food? $54,000, 494 cents. I'm Michelle Stark, and those are some of the stories on this Monday morning.
Get some satisfaction. Type in your favorite band, like the Rolling Stones, and boom, iHeartRadio creates a custom artist station that'll start you up. Remember, artist stations are commercial-free, always. Plus, the more you thumb up and down songs, the more iHeartRadio fine-tunes your station to help you get what you need. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Listen at iHeartRadio.com or download our free iHeartRadio app.
Insult women. It's all talk. Well, here we go again. It's really bad judgment. Issues, not insults. She should be ashamed of herself.
The time for talk is over. Now it's America's turn to make its voice heard. Fox News Channel has election night covered, fair and balanced, up-to-the-minute exit polls, breaking race results, and powerful analysis from the best team in politics. Plus, it all happens live from our new state-of-the-art studio. Fox News Channel has election night covered because we are America's election headquarters.
Fox News Sunday is America's wake-up call with one of the most trusted names in politics, Chris Wallace, asking the tough questions to Washington's power players.
Was that statement by you a mistake?
Engaging America in critical debates on the biggest issues.
Let's get serious about our economic future.
And taking a look ahead to our nation's next big moves.
What should we do about Pakistan going forward?
Only Chris Wallace has America's wake-up call every Sunday on Fox News Sunday. Check your local listings.
Hear Toni and Gary online at WBHPAM.com. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Stand Up to Cancer.
Good morning. Right now, we are wreck-free, but you can expect delays today on northbound Interstate 65 between Interstate 565 and Highway 31. That is construction going on in the median. Also, you can expect delays today on northbound Memorial Parkway at Martin Road. That's northbound Memorial Parkway at Martin Road. Expect construction delays in that area. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. 20 years ago, when my mom had lung cancer, she didn't have many choices. But today, you do. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer, please visit standuptocancer.org/lung cancer to learn more.
Gary Dobbs here talking with Bo Thomas of Thomas HVAC. And Bo, you've got a very special offer this time of year.
We've got a special going right now. Our precision tune-ups, a $260 value. We're going to offer those on sale right now for a limited time only for $79. We'll come out, we'll check everything, we'll clean the entire system, we'll make sure it's running at peak performance, make sure we're getting all the efficiency out of it. It'll restore the capacity.
Save some money.
Save some money on the energy cost, and make sure we're doing everything we can so it doesn't break down.
Now, can they make an appointment with you online?
They can call our office, 256-858-4822. They can go online to coolhuntsville.com, get our phone number there, or schedule the appointment right there online.
So it's the Toni and Gary tune-up special.
That's right.
$79.
$79 right now.
At Thomas HVAC.
Toni and Gary sound better in HD. Listen on your HD radio at 102.1 HD2.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for 2 at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
We've added prizes. It is Monday. That means golf. Golf for 2 at Point Mallard's Championship Course.
Boy, let me tell you what, it was beautiful weather for golf over the weekend.
It was.
A little breezy, I guess, but it was beautiful.
Let me see here. And don't forget Tate Farms. We have a family 4-pack to Tate Farms as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you don't have much longer for the Tate Farms.
No.
We've got, what, through Monday?
Through Monday.
So a week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Next Monday is Halloween.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
Yeah,
we'll have some Halloween trivia later on in the week, probably start tomorrow. But today we are going to play. We haven't done this in a while, so we're gonna go through the alphabet.
Mm-hmm.
The first answer ends in AO. The second answer ends in BO,
okay.
and then CO, DO, EO, and so forth.
Gotcha.
All right. Ends in AO. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Goodbye.
Yep.
Ends in AO.
Mm-hmm.
Ends in BO. Small building with open sides.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Ends in CO. Country where the Aztecs lived.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
DO. Some of these are easy and some are a little harder as we go along.
I'm sure.
DO. Main ingredient of guacamole.
Huh. Got that one?
EO. Exhibition of cowboy skills.
Yes, I have that one.
Like I said, some of these are FO. Comes from above.
FO, huh? Comes from above.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, I'll redo that one. That one doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. Well, me either.
And GO, and I'm looking at it. GO, Hawaii, for example, ends in GO. So they're going to get harder as we go along.
Huh.
But the first few are pretty easy.
Okay.
Phone numbers are
256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
Before we get to the phone. So I told you last week regarding the women that have come forward accusing Donald Trump of harassment or assault or whatever it is they're accusing him of. That if somebody would come forward that was clean, and what I meant by that didn't have an agenda or a background in, a reason to hurt him.
Right.
Now we know that Gloria Allred, the lawyer that always comes forward with women who have, who thinks she thinks they have a case.
She is a walking poster child for tort reform.
No, she really is.
Gloria Allred.
Now, you have to remember that Gloria Allred was a Hillary Clinton delegate, number one.
Yeah. And
gave money to the Hillary Clinton campaign. So she's not clean in this.
No.
But the woman that she brought forward this time.
Tell us about her, Tony. Tell us how clean she is.
Yeah. Her name is Jessica Drake. And she had just put up a website. She had just launched her own online store.
Yes, she did. Just before this announcement.
Just before this announcement.
Yeah.
Now, Jessica Drake is an adult film actress.
Yeah, she is.
She's a porn star.
Yes, she is.
That's what she is.
And that's what she does for a living.
And that's what she's done for years.
Yeah.
She's
lasted longer than most ladies do in that industry.
So, for her to open up, she announced the opening of her store one day.
You still haven't told us what she sells in that store, Tony.
I'm not going to tell you what you just.
Well, you haven't even said the word adult. It's an adult
I
store.
said adult film actress. It's an adult store.
I just want to make sure everybody understands.
Yeah,
she's not selling Mickey Mouse stuffed plush toys on her website.
No. It all has to do with her profession.
Yes, it does.
So here we have her announcing the opening of her online store, and then the very next day she is on CNN with Gloria Allred at a press conference alleging that Trump tried to sleep with her.
No, never mind. I won't even do that.
Do
one.
not. But let me handle this. I think if you get
my
involved,
tongue.
yeah, bite it. So she said that Trump invited her to his suite after a tournament about 10 years ago in Lake Tahoe.
Mm-hmm.
And that she went with a couple of friends of hers. And when they arrived, she said he grabbed each one of them tightly and kissed them. And after they left, one of his representatives called to invite her to his room alone, but she declined. And allegedly, Trump himself called and said, "How much do you want? I'll give you $10,000 and a ride on my plane."
Good grief!
Yeah. So
I would have went up to his room for $10,000 and a ride
he didn't
on his
want
plane.
you.
Well, he's not my type either, but I still would have went up there.
Anyway, now let me just say this: this is a woman who has sex with strangers.
Yes.
For years.
For a living.
Yes. And Trump, even if he did this, which, I mean, he doesn't have to buy it.
No.
I mean, girls are all over him. Ask Melania. She said in one of her interviews that women will just walk up to him and hand him their phone numbers.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. It's a tough life to live.
Even if he did this, are you kidding me? He kissed you? You're a porn star.
Yeah. Trump kisses his kids on the lips when he sees them. Mm-hmm. I suspect he's one of those. I'm not trying to take up for him.
Yeah.
If he's a sexual predator, okay, I'm not. But my dad's kind of that way. He kisses almost everybody that he sees.
Oh, well, you know, I'm a hugger.
On the cheek.
Yeah, I'm a hugger. Now, I kiss my kids on the lips.
Yeah, Fallon does that.
Yeah,
my family never did that, so I don't do that. But
I mean, I don't
see anything wrong with it. I mean, that's just.
But I'm a hugger.
Right. Yeah.
I hug everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I have people in here. I hug listeners. I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
You know, and
Tony's going to have a hugging booth out at Tate Farms starting this weekend.
I might. You know, but I'm not. You know, I don't kiss anybody besides my family.
That's a little much for us.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I'm just saying some people do that.
Yes, they do
with everybody.
But let me say this: This is not last week when I said, you know, if somebody clean would come forward.
Yeah, this is not what you had in mind.
This is not what I had in mind. No. and the media just went with it.
Well, of course.
It's number 11 or something, you know, and what do you say?
That's all they care about is how many come out.
Yeah. I on purpose watch CNN to see if they would say anything about her being a porn star, and they didn't. It was like she was, you know, Cinderella or something, you know. I mean, it was like, really? The woman has sex for a living. Has for years.
Yep.
With strangers.
And now Donald Trump saying something,
and now
supposedly saying something to her has hurt her feelings.
And yeah, and she never came forward with this before.
Not that someone who works in the porn industry should be assaulted or raped. We're not saying that either.
She didn't say that though. She said he kissed her.
I just want to make sure all these liberals listening to us understand.
Anyway, let's go to Roger. Hey, Roger.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I'm going to go with avocado.
It is avocado. That's the D.O. main ingredient of guacamole.
Well, all right, then. Well, y'all have a great day.
You too, Roger. All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Everybody was dancing in the moonlight.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Good morning. We already have slow traffic on southbound Highway 431 between Edmondson Street and North Broad Street. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. And you can expect delays in the median today on northbound Interstate 65 between Interstate 565 and Highway 31. That's road work that'll be going on out there. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Talking with Russ and Andy of Last Resort Guns on County Line Road in Madison, and coming up on Tuesday, Tactical Tuesday. Russ, explain that.
Well, Tactical Tuesday is an opportunity on a Tuesday evening where we allow people to draw from the holster, and we run a series of drills in the range specifically aimed at people who conceal carry, but it's an opportunity to practice drawing from the holster and shooting and moving, shooting at cognitive targets, making shoot, no shoot decisions, shooting in a more dynamic scenario than just standing in a shooting stall and plugging away at a circular target. Yes, sir, space is limited.
Visit Last Resort Guns in Madison on County Line Road just south of Palmer Road, or give them a call today, 256-774-5741. That's Last Resort Guns.
I'm Jerry Reynolds. The Car Pro Show brings your next car or truck from the showroom to your radio every weekend.
Email Jerry now at carprousa.com.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow. And like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat. I would flip-flop all night long. I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed. It's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free. Go to mypillow.com or call 800-480-1941 and use the promo code iHeart. That's 800-480-1941 or go to mypillow.com and use the promo code iHeart.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
Don't miss Tiger Talk, sponsored by Tennessee Valley Fence, Thursday night at 8 on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and we'd like to make that dream of home ownership a reality for you in 2016. Give us a call at 256-539-9501 or rosenblumrealty.com.
rosenblumrealty.com. He's the man who can make it happen, a home of your dreams. Or do you want to sell your home? Or, I was listening to a report on Friday. They said this is the best time of year to buy, sell.
Really?
Yeah. Anything to do with your home. This is the best time of year.
Is that because people are trying to get in a new home before Christmas? Is that why?
Yeah, and a lot of people are trying to sell their homes.
Okay.
So,
there's a lot of inventory.
There's a lot. Well, no.
Not necessarily?
Not necessarily, no. Inventory is down.
Oh, okay.
But what is good is that it's a seller's market.
Right.
And people who are looking to buy, they're serious.
Sure.
So the qualitative,
not a bunch of tire kickers out there
this
time of year.
They're serious.
I see.
And with interest rates low, now they may go up after the election. So if you want to refinance or anything like that, you better be calling Mary Lawrence.
Yeah.
In a hurry. All right, let me get Brian in here. Hey, Brian.
Hey, good morning. It was interesting that that the people that are coming out against Trump and everything. But if I read that correctly, that lady's getting somewhat older, and her films she's probably not getting as many royalties or not being sold. And that's what it is, like you said about the stores. To get the name out there, get her old films being sold again, so she can get her percentages. You might say, probably she's running out of money. Probably her assets are getting too low, so she's trying to find out a way to pick them up.
Whoosh!
But as far as your trivia goes,
Tony, just shake your head.
I'm just shaking my head. Go ahead, Brian.
But probably the trivia, Hawaii would be a group of islands. That would be an archipelago.
Very good. Archipelago. That's what Hawaii is.
Wow.
Good job, Brian.
Y'all have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.
Archipelago.
Yeah. I knew.
I'm fairly certain I've never heard that word.
You know, our listeners are so smart. I have no doubt they will come up with all these answers.
I thought surely he was making words up.
No.
You just put syllables together, didn't you?
No, you didn't. Okay, so the Gettysburg Address by Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that when we come back. Don't go away.
Are you struggling to pay your mortgage? Life's twists and turns don't have to mean losing your home. Hardest Hit Alabama is a federally funded foreclosure prevention program. If you qualify, Hardest Hit Alabama can pay your mortgage payments on your behalf or provide other forms of assistance. The program is available statewide for eligible homeowners on a first-come, first-served basis. We've helped thousands of Alabama homeowners, and we may be able to help you too. Call 1-877-497-8182 to speak to a program counselor, or visit www.hardesthitalabama.com to learn more and apply. That's 1-877-497-8182 or www.hardesthitalabama.com. Brought to you by Hardest Hit Alabama, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
So why do people drive from all over the Southeast to Eddie Pruitt Ford?
Tremendous savings on new Ford cars and trucks, crossovers, and SUVs.
Right now, great buys at Eddie Pruitt Ford. Great incentives from Ford Motor Company as well as from Eddie Pruitt himself. And he's got those program vehicles with still under factory warranty mileage on them at Eddie Pruitt Ford, and you can save thousands and thousands of dollars. And at Eddie Pruitt Ford, every new Ford comes with a powertrain lifetime warranty. You heard me right. A lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Ford sold at Eddie Pruitt Ford. So do like I do and have been doing for years. I head over to Hartselle, Alabama, Highway 31 and do business with my friend Eddie Pruitt. And you'll do it too because he'll treat you right at Eddie Pruitt Ford, Highway 31, Hartselle.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Authorities in Oklahoma searching for a man who shot and injured two deputies and wounded a woman during a carjacking. He then went to the home of relatives.
At that relative's house, we believe there was some sort of altercation, resulted in the deaths of two individuals, which we believe are related to the suspect.
Mark Offgrand with the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office. A military spokesman says the U.S.-led coalition was not involved in an airstrike last week that killed at least 13 at a mosque in northern Iraq. A rights group is urging a full investigation. Meanwhile, the battle for Mosul, Iraq's second-largest city, now in its second week. Joey Logano takes the checkered flag at the Talladega Superspeedway yesterday, solidifying his spot in the next round of NASCAR's Championship Series.
Logano wins at Talladega!
That race on NBC. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Bring home the fun.
Play casino games on your PC.
These are the same games you play at the casino,
but you can play them at home.
To get you started, here's an offer that'll save you 40% off your entire order.
Go to Phantom EFX. Choose your games and enter promo code iHeart at checkout.
PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart at checkout.
Play casino games at home.
And save 40% at PhantomEFX.com. Promo code iHeart.
Hi, I'm attorney Charles Pittman. Hurt in a wreck and trying to get a hold of an attorney after business hours? Good luck. Because car wrecks happen 24 hours a day, we're available to get you the help you need 24 hours a day. And if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. We'll come to your house, your work, or even your hospital room. Get the help you need when you need it most, right now. Call us today at 533-5000.
Charles Pittman is the way to go. Call 533-5000.
Is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This isn't just a commercial. It's a gift
to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss. Because we'll give everyone who calls a free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that, we'll also give you free shipping and free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800-913-2759. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Listen Clear is so small and discreet, most people won't even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-913-2759. That's 1-800-913-2759. 1-800-913-2759.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America.
Good morning. Right now we are wreck-free, but we do have slow traffic on southbound Memorial Parkway between Martin Road and Whitesburg Drive. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. Also, you can expect construction delays today on County Line Road just north of Madison Boulevard. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
More than 1 in 3 American kids has lead in their blood. No level of lead is safe. Lead poisoning causes learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. Has your child been tested? Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
It's time to think real estate, buying, selling, or renting. Carrie Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, representing 55 years of experience, says that the rental business in the Tennessee Valley is a very important factor.
It is. We provide a service of finding a rental home for a family or individual in the Tennessee Valley. We've got a good selection. And homes can include condominiums and also townhomes, any number of single-family dwellings in the area. We have a good selection, and what we encourage people to do to go to our website at rosenblumrealty.com, click the rental button, they can find the one that fits their budget. It's a great option for people that come to town brand new, trying to learn the area before they buy, or maybe someone just that's the best fit for them. Come see us at Rosenblum Realty. We'll find the rental you need.
And they find you by calling
256-539-9501.
Or they'll find you on the web
at rosenblumrealty.com.
It's Rosenblum Realty. Kerry Rosenblum, the man to talk to from Rosenblum Realty.
The Liosi Group has been taking care of your office needs for over 40 years. They've also been saving 95% of their customers' money and improving efficiency. In this economy, people don't want to think about buying office equipment, but the Liosi Group is reducing hard dollar cost for their customers. How? The machines do more and cost less. Lexmark copiers revolutionize how copies, prints, scans, and faxes are made. Don't be afraid to check into saving your company money. The Liosi Group is where you'll receive quality service guaranteed, response time guaranteed. And that means guaranteed satisfaction. Call the Liosi Group to start reducing your office costs today.
Service, extraordinary service.
Just ask anyone.
650-4150. LIOC.
Catch the Pat Dye Show, Friday night at 8 on the Valley's Big Talker, 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at tonyandgary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Bright light city, gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn, so get those stakes up higher. There's 1,000 pretty
6:06 on the morning show. Tons to give away today. We'll go back to trivia in a second. One story that caught my attention over the weekend, which is the most egregious story of all, and it's getting buried under the politics.
Okay.
So, a decade ago, we were short of troops, right?
Yes.
And the California National Guard enticed thousands of soldiers to sign up with bonuses, right? They're going and we reported on this. It was like, okay, look, you're going to get a bonus if you're in the National Guard and you'll go to Iraq or Afghanistan, then they're going to give you a bonus of $15,000 to re-enlist, to go to war, right?
This was in California, right?
In California. So about 10,000 soldiers, whom many have had multiple combat tours, have now been ordered to repay those enlistment bonuses. And they were slapped with interest charges.
What?
Wage garnishments.
What?
Tax liens if they refuse. So after an audit in California, according to the people who did the audit.
I didn't know they audited anything in California.
I don't either. Well, they sure don't audit illegal immigration.
No.
It was revealed, quote unquote, widespread overpayments by the California Guard at the height of the war. And investigations, they say, have determined that lack of oversight allowed for widespread fraud and mismanagement by the California Guard officials under pressure to meet enlistment targets.
All right. Put them in jail.
Then put them
prison,
in jail.
Leavenworth, wherever you want to put them. But leave the guys who got the bonuses alone.
But soldiers say the military is reneging on a 10-year-old agreement and imposed severe financial hardship on veterans whose only mistake was to accept bonuses offered when the Pentagon offered them and needed to fill the ranks with soldiers.
Yeah.
So there are many former Army captains and others that are coming out and saying, wait a minute, these bonuses were used to keep people in, and now you're telling us that if we don't pay you back $15,000, that you're going to slap us with interest charges, wage garnishments, tax liens. Some of them have student loans that they want. In fact, this one guy, he said that he got a $25,000 re-enlistment bonus and $21,000 in student loan repayments. That he said that the Army is saying that he shouldn't have gotten. He shouldn't have gotten the student loan. So they want him not
the
only,
Army or the California National Guard.
Well, no, they're saying the Army.
Okay.
But now, and I don't know exactly how that.
Because the way I understood, I'm not sure about the student loan thing. That may be completely different from these bonuses, but it was the California National Guard, which is why only people from California are affected.
But they went to which service? The National Guard went to fight for in which service? There's not a National Guard service. They either had to go to the Army or the Navy or the Marines.
I'm not sure how you say that, but yes, National Guard units get called up to go to war. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so my understanding is that they went into the Army. Okay, to fight for the Army end of it.
Yeah.
I bet Al could
Well,
tell
I
us.
mean, I think you have different branches of the military have their own National Guard.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the way that works.
Anyway, so
yes, Al could clear that up.
Yeah, he could. So in Iraq, this one guy, he was thrown from an armored vehicle. Later awarded a Purple Heart for his combat injuries after the vehicle detonated a roadside bomb. And then this one woman who was a former Army Master Sergeant who deployed to Afghanistan in 2008 said she sends the Pentagon $650 a month, a quarter of her family's income, to pay down $20,000 in bonuses the Guard says were given to her improperly.
And that's California.
Yeah, she said she feels totally betrayed. But these people served. They were told they'd get these enlistment bonuses if they signed up because we needed more troops. And 10 years later, this is what we do to them?
I know that my cousin received a sign-on bonus when he enlisted in 2004, and then twice when he re-upped, he received bonuses. Now, the bonuses have been discontinued, the way I understand it. There are no more bonuses at the moment, I don't think. But he's received 3 bonuses while he's been in the military. And I spoke to him over the weekend. He didn't mention anything to me. I'm just saying it's all confined to the California folks, unfortunately.
Yes, for right now it is. You know, it could spread. But right now it's California.
Somebody needs to step in. This is ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
The way our troops are being treated.
You needed them.
Yeah.
You needed them to fight in Iraq and Afghanistan, and you offered these bonuses. And if they got paid the bonus that you told them you were going to give, then you don't take it out on them.
No.
You do what you have to do to whoever committed fraud. But if they told these people, you sign up, you're going to get $15,000 or $25,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you're going to get student loans or you're going to get whatever. Don't come back 10 years later and say, sorry, we need that back.
Right.
Who is doing this? I wonder.
I don't know.
It
sounds like...
Because even though it's the California National Guard, the Pentagon has to be involved somewhere.
Well, I was about to say, it sounds like this is the perfect place for the national government to get involved in a state issue. This would be the perfect place to do that, I would think. They
don't have a problem getting involved in California.
I know they
Let's
don't.
go to Al. Hey, Al.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that that there was it sounds like, the way you laid it out, there was a contract, offer, acceptance, consideration. That's a contract. And you can't blame the soldiers for saying, okay, I believe you person in authority, when you put a piece of paper in front of me that says if I sign here that I'm going to get $15K. I believe you when you say that, and it's your responsibility or whoever made the decision. And I don't know if it was fraud. It might have been something that somebody misinterpreted. And but whoever it is, it shouldn't go down to the people who, in good faith, signed their part of the agreement.
Well,
at least that's my opinion. Of course, there's always the government.
According to one colonel, California Guard official in Sacramento who oversaw the audits, he said the system paid everybody up front, and then they spent the next 5 years figuring out if that person was eligible or not. Well, that's not the soldiers' fault.
No,
If you
go,
I bet you $1 though. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
If you go, if you're said, okay, anybody who wants to re-enlist, you're going to get this money. You go say, oh, I do.
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, you're good. Here's your money. Go ahead on. Go fight.
Right.
Well, they should have figured out if you're eligible or not
first
before they give you the money.
Yeah. That's kind of putting the apple cart before the...
I completely agree. I bet you know in the government that there was a paragraph in there that says something that was down there in the fine print, paragraph G or something, that said that we have the right upon further review to
take it back
to determine eligibility. Yeah, blah blah.
That sounds like a class action lawsuit if I ever heard of one.
Oh yeah,
they should be able to keep the money, but
Gloria Allred ought to look into that one.
Air National Guard goes with the Air Force. Army National Guard goes with the Army typically. Well, they do go with the Army, but I mean they could be obviously in the coalition world. They could go anywhere, but they're still going with Army uniforms. Air National Guard, Air Force uniforms. So I don't know if this applied just to the Army National Guard or just to the Air Force. And I don't know if it was just California either. Did it go across multiple states?
This was a California audit from what I understand. Let's see, a California Guard official, Sacramento, oversaw the audits. So the bonuses were supposed to be limited soldiers in high-demand assignments like intelligence and civil affairs.
Yeah.
Or to non-commissioned officers badly needed in units due to deploy to Iraq and Afghanistan. And the Pentagon agency that oversees the Guard organizations acknowledged that bonus overpayments occurred in every state at the height of the two wars.
Oh, no.
But the money was handed out far more liberally in the California Guard, which had about 17,000 soldiers. And
I believe that with all my heart. I have no doubt about that. They probably everybody who could sign up
did
got
sign
a bonus.
up.
I bet you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I wonder if the bonus money for the National Guard, does the bonus money come from the state or from the feds?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would assume, of course, I've done a lot of assuming over the last 3 or 4 days, and it got me in trouble. But I would assume, according to this story, since it's specifically in California, I would assume the money came from the state.
I think the payroll comes from the state, and in some places, a friend of mine was Army Reserve, and he knew some National Guardsmen, and this was in North Carolina, and the Army National Guard was actually the North Carolina organization that paid the Guard, actually ran a tighter ship than the reserves did. But the money, I think the money came through the defense budget and then got funneled into the states for distribution.
I see.
I think that's how it worked. But so I suspect that that somebody in California and probably other places took a liberal view of something that was handed down, probably in a meeting or in an email or some official document. And then you remember they were gathering everybody together quick in those days. I mean, we were trying to put together a force. So probably maybe not every I got dotted and every T got crossed. It doesn't sound like that's what happened.
So a couple of things here, a couple of guys. So one guy says that he signed a contract that he said he literally risked his life to fulfill. Robert Richmond, former Army Sergeant First Class. So all these people seem to be in the Army. They said he shouldn't have received the money. They argued because he already had served 20 years in the Army, making him ineligible. 48 years old. 48 years old. He says he refused to pay the bonus. Says he only served 15 years when he reenlisted due to several breaks in his Army service. And he's filed appeal after appeal, even after receiving a collection letter from the Treasury Department in March, warning that his unpaid delinquent debt had risen to $19,694, including interest and penalties. And
I mean, that's a heartbreak. But I don't think they should be penalized. I think they should waive the debt, waive the interest, and say thank you for your service. I think
exactly.
That would be the
thank you for your service. Move on.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Did you notice that the media, even the pundits, even Fox News, or especially the pundits, but even Fox News were tucking in their skirts, saying that, if Trump won that debate, if only he hadn't made that statement about whether he was going to give up his options, when it came to declaring the victory that night, conceding. And I mean, to me, that was the prudent thing to do, is to say, hey, wait, we're going to see how this thing happens if we get railroaded. But everybody, universally, was saying that Trump really messed up that time. No, the reason he messed up is because the media says he messed up. It's like people who thought Sarah Palin was stupid. They were saying that because the media said Sarah Palin was stupid. She wasn't stupid at all.
You're absolutely right, because they had to find, and we talked about this a lot at the last debate. For the media to say we can't cover anything else except that one statement because we don't have time, and that's that's the news. No, it's not the news. It's kind of like Saturday when he did this contract with America.
The Gettysburg Address.
Yeah,
I love that. Now, I love everything he had to say. He said it all before, but it was brilliant. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But what he said to begin with is he was going to sue all the women. That was his opening statement. He said he was going to sue all the women after the election, and that's the headline. They haven't talked. They haven't discussed any of the stuff that he had in the contract. All they can talk about, he's going to sue the women. Why isn't he suing them now? Why is he waiting until after the election? Blah 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 blah. That's all the media is talking about.
But that's and that's kind of by design. It didn't matter if he'd have come in and he'd have said, it's raining tonight. Then somebody would say, well, it wasn't raining all over Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. It was only raining. Whatever. They would have found a way to ignore the Gettysburg Address. But it was brilliant. I guess I see Newt Gingrich in here somewhere. Because this is a contract with America that's a million times better than Newt's, and I love Newt's. But some important things happened this weekend. The battle for Mosul, they're saying it's going to go 3 months. A
lot of people have died so far in Mosul.
Yeah, a lot of guerrilla stuff. The ISIS is holding hostages.
Yeah, they're executing.
Aleppo.
They're executing. They're using them as human shields, and if they refuse, they're executing them. So,
and they killed a couple hundred guys. They just took them out and shot them summarily, and they're like taking whole families and moving them to Mosul.
Did you see where they set the oil fields on fire?
Yeah, set oil fields on fire. They're using vehicles they're using humans for suicide bombs. They're using vehicles for suicide bombs. They're setting up IEDs. They're saying this. We got 110,000 people on one side, and we're talking about Peshmerga, who are very brave people, talking about the Iraqi army, including the police, the SWAT, special forces, tough guys. You know, our people, air, special ops, on one, and then I don't know why they're fighting so hard to keep Mosul, but Trump was right. That's kind of the say. Trump was right because al-Baghdadi, if he's still alive, because there were reports that he was killed a couple of weeks ago, al-Baghdadi is out of there. You know, and he's probably been out of there for a long time. And the people who are staying are the ones who were just told to make a mess and then die for Allah, probably.
Got to go, Al.
But yeah,
thank you.
All right, but also Russia's transiting the English Channel with a battle group.
With a battle group. Yeah,
that's important.
The UK is not happy
All right.
about that one. There's so much going on that the press is not talking about it. Have you heard any updates? Hardly at all on this battle for Mosul, because they're hiding it. You know, remember the Iraq War? It was 24/7.
Yeah, it was.
What's happening? We have people on the ground. Let's show you the video. Not now.
Did I hear you say ISIS set fire to an oil field?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's their money pot. That's
Well,
interesting.
I'm thinking. Let me go now.
Or was this an oil field controlled by whomever other than
Well, I'm gonna have
ISIS?
to go back and look now.
Okay.
I'll tell you after the break.
Well, real quick before we go to break, I have an answer for the National Guard stuff. First of all, Brian gave me the answer, and I went to get exactly the answer. So Title 32 and Title 10 of the U.S. Code. Over 95% of the day-to-day operations of the National Guard budgets are federal. States only pay a small portion for facilities, and when the governor activates the National Guard, then the state takes care of their salaries. All equipment, training, fuel, ammunition, bonuses are all federal.
Wow. Let me clarify now. I was right. ISIS, Islamic State fighters, ISIS in Iraq set oil fields and a sulfur plant on fire in an attempt to halt the advance because the fire is going everywhere.
Wow.
To halt the forces coming in. We're not seeing that on CNN.
That's huge for them to set an oil field on fire. Because, that's where they were making their money.
Yeah, it's a city just south of Mosul. But the pictures here, the black fumes and scorched earth, and
sure,
it's an inferno. Try getting your troops through that. We'll be right back.
On your smartphone, download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And listen on your computer free anywhere in the world.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The Train Comfort Specialist. He's so reliable that buses set their schedules to him. Once, he was the best man for a guy he didn't even know. He's never used a snooze button. The unstoppable Train Comfort Specialist. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
And now, with new technology to combat bacteria, viruses, and allergens, will be even harder to stop. I'm Bo Thomas, and I am your Train Comfort Specialist. Call Thomas HVAC today, 256-858-4822, or go to coolhuntsville.com.
Speed limit 55. Right turn only. Exit here. With some signs, it's clear what you're supposed to do. But heart attack warning signs aren't always this obvious. They can feel like arm pain, nausea, dizziness, shortness of breath, fatigue. If you experience the warning signs, call 911 and know that you can count on the accredited chest pain center at Crestwood Medical Center for nationally recognized heart care.
In the market for a new or pre-owned RV? Let us help you. Hi, this is Chase with Bankston Motorhomes. For over 46 years, my family has helped thousands of people just like you enjoy the RVing lifestyle. Whether you are taking a trip to the beach, exploring the West, tailgating, or just going on a weekend trip with your family, we have something for you. View all of our inventory online at bankstonmotorhomes.com or stop by any of Bankston's 5 locations here in North Alabama and Southern Tennessee.
These days, you gotta have a side hustle. And I'm not talking about a 9-to-5. I'm talking about driving with Uber. It's the ultimate side hustle. You wanna earn extra money? Drive with Uber. Have a few spare hours here and there? Drive with Uber. You like the idea of being your own boss? Drive with Uber. You'd make a great boss. You're probably driving right now. You should be earning. If you want your car to start making you money, then visit uber.com/drive now and get your side hustle on today. That's uber.com/drive now.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. So lock in this ultra-low rate before it goes back up. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
You've got the control. Just type in your favorite artists and iHeartRadio creates custom stations for free. Commercial-free artist stations you control by thumbing songs up or down. iHeartRadio is free. Free to download. Free to use. That's control. All your favorite music, all your favorite stations, all free. Download and open our iHeartRadio app or listen online at iHeartRadio.com.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Good morning. Right now, things look great out there. We are wreck-free, but you can expect some slow traffic on northbound Highway 431 between Main Street and North Broad Street. Also, you can expect delays already this morning on eastbound Highway 72 between Moores Mill Road and Doug Hill Road. Allow yourself some extra time if you're headed in that direction. I'm Heather York.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor.
Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
So why do people drive from all over the Southeast to Eddie Pruitt Ford?
Tremendous savings on new Ford cars and trucks, crossovers, and SUVs.
Right now, great buys at Eddie Pruitt Ford. Great incentives from Ford Motor Company as well as from Eddie Pruitt himself. And he's got those program vehicles with still under factory warranty mileage on them at Eddie Pruitt Ford, and you can save thousands and thousands of dollars. And at Eddie Pruitt Ford, every new Ford comes with a powertrain lifetime warranty. You heard me right. A lifetime powertrain warranty with every new Ford sold at Eddie Pruitt Ford. So do like I do and have been doing for years. I head over to Hartselle, Alabama, Highway 31 and do business with my friend Eddie Pruitt. And you'll do it too because he'll treat you right at Eddie Pruitt Ford, Highway 31, Hartselle.
From the Exergen Temporal Thermometer Weather Center.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Gabrielle Diebler. Looking at mostly sunny skies again today, and after a cool morning, high temperatures will rise all the way up to near 80 degrees. A little bit of a breeze coming through, otherwise we'll stay fairly calm. Low temperatures tonight dropping down to near 50 with mostly clear skies. We'll continue to enjoy warm and dry weather through most of our work week. High temperatures tomorrow near 79 with mostly sunny skies. Our only slim chance of rain comes on Thursday. Take my forecast and WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio. ZipRecruiter.com/talkradio.
Toni and Gary sound better in HD. Listen on your HD radio at 102.1 HD2.
I'm Stuart Tanksley with Pro Fence of the Tennessee Valley. Add value, beauty, and security with a new fence for your home or business. Call us at 256-584-0092 or visit us on the web at profencellc.com.
We love Stuart Tanksley, Pro Fence. Tell you what, he's building fences all over the Tennessee Valley. Call him. Phone number is
256-584-0092.
Before we get to pole rigging, let's get to the phone. Hey, Ruth, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. What you been up to?
I just wanted to call in and say good morning this morning. Mother's still in bed, so I had a little extra time.
You know, it's amazing that you work full time, take care of your family, take care of your mom, do everything else that you do.
It's not amazing. You just do what you have to do.
Well, you're an amazing woman,
Ruth, I wanted to tell you about something. So last week we had a new listener call in, and I know you take your mother to get her hair done every week. This lady travels. She does home visits and comes and does the hair. I thought that was a great idea.
Yeah, I'd like to catch up with her.
All right. Well, you and I will catch up, and I'll let you catch up with her.
Try to hook you guys up.
Yep. I thought you might like that.
Just hang on to her number for me, if you would.
Yes, ma'am, I will.
You have a great day, Ruth.
I like that idea.
You have a great day.
All righty, you too.
All right, Ruth. And Clarence. Hey, Clarence.
Good morning, Tony.
Hey.
How are you?
Pretty good. What about you?
Oh, pretty good. You know, Trump in the media, Trump could be outside and comment on the beautiful blue sky at his rally, and that night the media would accuse him of being racist against the night.
Well, or that it was a metaphor, you know, for black people,
right?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it has really gotten to the point of absolute ridiculous.
Well, you know, and I'm really confused because on the one hand, Friday, I guess it was Friday, Yahoo had the most incredible headline I think I've ever seen. I took a screenshot of it so I remember it. It's got a good picture of Trump. He's pointing. Oh, and there's a beautiful blue sky behind him. He's pointing to the crowd, and the headline is, "Why Donald Trump Refuses to Accept Defeat." I never seen such a headline in my life. Did he lose? Did I miss the election or what?
Well, according to the New York Times and the Washington Post and a lot of the media, it's over.
I didn't think he's been defeated yet.
It's over.
And then I get on Drudge, who's an aggregator of news. He doesn't write the news. He shows the most accurate poll from 2012 saying Trump is up by 2.
Yeah.
I'm kind of confused.
Well, again, it's the tracking polls, and now ABC has decided they're going to do a tracking poll, but it's not. It's only 2 days. It's not a tracking poll. But because they have Clinton up by 12, because they rigged the poll, and I'm going to explain that in a little bit, the Real Clear Politics average that was on its way down, and it was at 4%, is now on its way up with a 6.1% ahead. So, look. Let me give you some headlines. Rigged election claims further proof Trump is unfit. That's from The Hill. Let's see. Yes.
How does that prove he's unfit?
Clinton's army large cast rips Trump, pushes early voting.
Yeah, I saw him pushing that over the weekend. They were pushing that women are
voting more.
early. Because of Trump.
Trump peddles the worst kind of anti-abortion myths. That's a Daily Beast.
Really?
Yeah.
So what myth would that be, Tony?
Well, I'll tell you because the New York Times
dies regardless, right?
Yeah, the New York Times brought a doctor in to help them write an article on how Trump was wrong on partial birth abortion.
Really?
Yes.
And how'd that go?
Was he wrong about the baby dying?
No. No, I mean, and it just goes on and on and on.
Did I see a headline somewhere that a large percentage of people now believe that the votes are rigged?
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm. But according to NBC, the majority of people don't think it's rigged. So again, it's rigged. No matter how you look at it.
But now I've seen polls where the majority of people think it is rigged.
Well, that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
But then NBC says, "Oh, nobody thinks it's rigged."
Right, I know. Yeah.
You know, it's like, wait a minute. Yeah, they do.
Ridiculous.
Of course, we know it's all about demoralizing the voter turnout.
Exactly.
But you know what, Tony? It's going to really pee people off.
Well, you know, and then the pile-on by the media, every story is negative. I mean, all 3 stories on the Washington Post front page were negative stories against Trump. So, you know, she can go into hiding, which is what she's done. And she has Bill Clinton out there, and Obama, and Michelle, and Joe Biden says he wants to take Trump behind the gym and kick his you-know-what. It's like, really?
Yeah.
Because he said Donald Trump is a sexual predator.
Yeah.
Well, this guy skinny dips in front of female Secret Service agents.
In the nude.
That's a sexual assault if I ever heard of one.
They won't even go to his house now because of everything he does. So, really? Got to go,
Tony,
Clarence.
that adult entertainment lady, I think she was mad because he only offered her $10,000.
Again, you know, it's hard to believe people who the day before a press conference puts out an online store and then all of a sudden they have done this all their life with strangers, yet 10 years ago he kissed her. If that is even true, again, and it's an all-day story on Saturday on CNN.
Yeah.
Pat Caddell thinks that there could be a really big
swing,
really big surprise in the vote on November the 8th.
We'll see. Could be the Brexit. Could be.
Pat Caddell is not a Hillary. He's a Democrat, but he's not a Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Could be a Truman Dewey situation.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a Reagan Carter or Reagan Mondale situation.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Got to go, Clarence.
Bye.
Everybody hang tight. We'll be right back.
On your smartphone, download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And listen on your computer free anywhere in the world.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Glenn Beck.
I will not conform. I will not give up my hope. I will not surrender my humanity. You prepare for whatever may come your way as a result of the disintegration of any kind of real leadership, be that from Washington or from the pulpit. You be hopeful. You be optimistic. You believe. Believe.
Glenn Beck. Weekdays 8 to 11. 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Starnes with this Fox News and commentary next.
Rain, sleet, and snow are coming to threaten your visibility and turn your commute into a battle. But the Michelin Man is ready to protect you with Michelin Stealth Wiper Blades. Exclusive SmartFlex technology makes these blades flex to the curve of your windshield, giving you the best wipe possible and streak-free long-lasting performance for safer driving. Winter is coming, and when it arrives, be ready. Michelin Wiper Blades. It doesn't get any clearer than this. Available at Walmart, Pet Boys, Home Depot, and other fine retailers.
Whenever the listeners of this commentary decide to right a wrong, the wrong usually gets righted. That's exactly what happened at East Carolina University. The marching band recently caused a national firestorm after some members took a knee and refused to play during the national anthem. The school's chancellor defended the protest as civil discourse, but thousands of university donors and parents disagreed. Now comes word the marching band's director has apologized for disrespecting America. He also said future protest will not be tolerated. Your phone calls and emails played a big part in that decision, although I suspect some of those kids got calls from their mamas and their daddies, calls that involve phrases like, "Do it again and I'll knock you upside your head with the cast iron skillet." So well done, Patriots. You've helped put down the great national anthem rebellion of 2016. I'm Todd Starnes.
There's a significant difference between being slightly out of tune or perfectly in tune. If your financial plan is even slightly out of tune, you may be paying too much for taxes, exposing yourself to too much risk, or retiring without a sound income plan. Is your financial plan out of tune? Listen to WBHP The Big Talker, Saturdays at 10 a.m. to Financially Tuned with Don Cloud of Cloud Financial to get your financial future in tune.
Maybe you're not a numbers guy. Maybe you don't know the difference between pi r squared and pi r round. Doesn't matter. Proving only the Mercedes-Benz Metris Worker cargo van stacks up is a piece of cake. The Metris Worker has 57 cubic feet more cargo volume than the Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase. That's about the size of a New York City apartment these days. And if you want to talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, you can carry 3 of them in the Metris Worker. With the Ford Transit Connect, the third gorilla walks. The Metris Worker has more capabilities than a Transit Connect, and with a $25,995 starting price, has a low cost of ownership. Ain't math grand? The Mercedes-Benz Metris Worker Cargo, starting at $25,995. See your local dealer or go to mbvans.com. Mercedes-Benz. Vans born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris Worker Cargo Van. Excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Comparison based on publicly available vehicle specifications for the 2016 Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase.
New Car Alternative is your buy here, pay here alternative. From economy to luxury, New Car Alternative has it all. 408 Jordan Lane, Huntsville, newcaralternative.com, or find us on Facebook. New Car Alternative, where everybody rides.
Gary Dobbs here talking with Stuart Tanksley of Pro Fence of the Tennessee Valley. Stuart, tell us what you do.
We build just about any kind of fence you want within reason, obviously. We try to ensure that our customers get what they pay for and they get the best value. I like to sell people on quality instead of price, but there's an old adage that says, you get what you pay for. And, that's something that we're proud to stand behind. We build a better quality product by taking extra steps and extra measures that we don't charge extra for. And, being a small business versus some of our competitors, we don't have the huge overhead.
And with lower overhead, you can pass that savings along to your customers. So give ProFence a call. Talk to Stuart Tanksley. The number is 584-0092. That's 256-584-0092. If you want a fence built right and you want to save money, you need to be talking to ProFence.
The whole experience, from the selection process to the delivery to the installation, their customer service is second to none. And that's one of the reasons why we use Inline.
We're talking with Mike Friday of Woodland Homes.
All of our customers, they have the opportunity to go to Inline and select all of their lighting. We feel like that they are simply the best lighting supplier in Huntsville.
Inline Lighting on Bob Wallace Avenue, across from Bob Wallace Appliance in Huntsville, and always open at inlinelighting.com.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Unbound.
Good morning. Right now, things look good out there. We are wreck-free, but we do have slow traffic on southbound Whites Creek Pike between Patton Hollow Road and Highway 64. Also, you can expect delays due to slow traffic on southbound Highway 431 between Edmondson Street and North Broad Street. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
Around the world, there are young people who face a difficult decision: continue their dream of education or drop out to help support their families. In a single moment, you can help them write a new story. See potential, not poverty, at unbound.org.
Say good morning to Janet Kincherlow Martin, Calhoun Community College. Let's talk truck driving.
Yes, truck drivers are needed. And we are the place to come and get your CDL training, certified driver's license training, and then they can also take their test. And our program is quite respected. Our folks do quite well. And when they go through that program, they are prepared to be truck drivers. And truck drivers, they make a lot of money. And a lot of people, that's the lifestyle that I think is growing in popularity, because you sort of kind of can set your own times. And so yes, if they want to come and get that first step toward truck driver training, then they can come to Calhoun Community College.
And there's a lot of women now that are truck drivers.
As a matter of fact, a woman runs our program. So yes, you will come, and she's very tough, I understand. I mean, I've talked to her several times, and she's quite tough. I mean, she doesn't play around because she's there. It's all about business. And so she makes sure that when they leave, they are prepared to go out on the road.
And get a job.
Yes, and get a job.
And it's all at Calhoun Community College.
Log on to calhoun.edu to register today.
This is Michael Berry. Join me this afternoon at 5. Now back to Toni and Gary on the Valley's Big Talker, 800 and 1230 WBHP. I'm Kerry Rosenblum with Rosenblum Realty, and it's football season again, and that means I'll be giving away $50 cash to one lucky Tony and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
6:47. Wow, we're running late.
We are way late.
As usual, but it's time. It's time to award some money. All right. $100 in cash from Bo Thomas. Thomas HVAC goes to Kelly Spencer. Woohoo, Kelly. $50 in cash.
Another female.
$50 in cash from Carrie Rosenblum. Rosenblum Realty goes to Daniel Johnson. Now, both of them had very high scores. Kelly had a 57 and Daniel had a 63. So
Auburn messed a lot of folks up when it came to the differentials.
As well as some of the other games.
Yeah. A lot of folks picked Arkansas to beat Auburn. A lot of folks picked Mississippi State to beat Kentucky. A lot of folks picked Ole Miss to beat LSU.
So those were the winners, Kelly Spencer and Daniel Johnson. All right, this week's games. Florida, Georgia. Auburn, Ole Miss. Tennessee, South Carolina.
Yes.
And we've decided to go New Mexico, Texas A&M, only because Texas A&M may be able to run up that score. And
I'm sure they'll come back with a vengeance.
You think?
This week.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I would think so, too. So go to our blog at ToniandGary.com. The games will be listed there. It says click here to submit your picks.
I doubt New Mexico State's defense is quite as good as Alabama's.
Well, and let me say one other thing. Daniel Johnson won with 63. Pamela Hooten had a 63 as well.
Yep.
But Daniel got his email in
on Monday,
and Pamela got her email in on Friday.
That's right.
So that when you send your picks matters in a tie. It's whoever sends the earliest pick. And this is a good example of that. All right, so send us your picks, put football picks in the subject line. Remember to include your name and phone number, and get them in early. Go to our blog, ToniandGary.com. Everything's right there. You could win cash. Now, all the entries go into the barrel, and at the end of the season, we're going to draw for this Liberty Revere 23 tactical gun safe from Haley's Flooring and Interiors on Bob Wallace. You can see a picture of it there.
It's
on our
pretty.
blog. It is big. All right, let's go to the phone and talk to Gail. Hey, Gail.
Good morning, Tony.
Hey.
I loved Donald's Catholic charity fundraiser speech when he said Hillary was there pretending to like Catholics.
Yeah.
Didn't you love it?
He got booed, but most of the audience was made up of media.
Yeah, liberals boo the truth. That's how it works.
That was good. And I also think Donald cares about veterans, and all of we quiet Trump people are going to come out of the woodwork, Tony, and we are going to swamp the polls.
Well, if that's the only way he wins is if people by huge margins get out and vote.
We're going to do it. And I have one trivia for you.
Okay.
One is gazebo.
It is gazebo. Good job. That would
And
be.
you'll have to tell us what that FO is.
Oh yeah, I've got to come up with a different clue for that one. Thank you, Gail.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Have a great day.
You too. So our trivia, we're working our way through the alphabet. Ends in AO, goodbye. Ends in BO, that was gazebo, small building with open sides. Ends in CO, country where the Aztecs lived. Ends in DO, we got that one, avocado, main ingredient of guacamole. Ends in EO, exhibition of cowboy skills, ends in EO. And ends in FO, so I'm going to give you an easy clue, flying saucer.
Wow.
Yeah. Just gave that one away.
Yeah, you did.
Then Geo was Hawaii, for example. And Brian got that one. Archipelago. And
that's what took you a minute.
Yeah,
you had to remember how to say it.
I did. I looked at it and said, wait a minute. Ends in HO, Spanish soup made with tomatoes and garlic. And one more ends in IO, small green Mediterranean nut. All right, phone numbers one more time.
I'm sorry, 256-534-3521 and 309-2313.
We have so many stories to get to, including the adoptive parents of a 12-year-old Afghan son. What they found out.
This is
a crazy story.
Out of this world, what it is.
A federal judge last Thursday ruled that the Democrats could not go forward and allow individuals to take advantage of early voting even if their registration eligibility had not been verified. They wanted to let people vote anyway until they verified their registration.
Well, that seems reasonable.
Federal judge has ruled that a preliminary injunction against the Obama directive governing thank you. I just bit my tongue. Transgender access to public school restrooms. The injunction applies nationwide. We'll be right back.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of America.
Good morning. Right now, things look good out there. We are wreck-free, but we do have slow traffic on southbound Whites Creek Pike between Patton Hollow Road and Highway 64. Also, you can expect delays due to slow traffic on southbound Highway 431 between Edmondson Street and North Broad Street. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
It's 3 p.m. School's out for America's kids. And when school's out, clubs are in. It's time to support the Boys and Girls Clubs. Visit greatfutures.org.
This isn't just a commercial. It's a gift to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss. Because we'll give everyone who calls a free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that, we'll also give you free shipping and free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800-913-2759. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Listen Clear is so small and discreet, most people won't even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-913-2759. That's 1-800-913-2759. 1-800-913-2759.
Got a home improvement question? I've got the answers. Join me, Gary Sullivan, this Sunday at 3 here on WBHP.
Hey, I'm Mary Lawrence. If you are a veteran, call me about a no money down loan. You served us, now let us serve you. Call my cell. It's 256-755-1008.
And she really means it. Her son, a veteran.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's close to her heart.
It is. Mary Lawrence, your cell phone number is?
256-755-1008.
Let's go to David. Hey, David.
Morning.
Hey.
Hey, good morning. The Aztecs lived in Mexico, I believe.
It was Mexico, country where the Aztecs lived, and Sencillo is Mexico. Good job, David.
Yes, and I was just trying to say that it seems like Donald is doing it without the leadership of the Republican Party, and they're not going to his speeches, and he just seems to be on his own there, and and I just think that's just so terrible. They're just thinking about the future of themselves and not supporting him with the party.
If the Republicans were together like the Democrats are together, it'd be a whole different race. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But I will say this:
it would.
That they also need to understand that if Trump loses, they're going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
Not this election, but the next one.
And that's what all the House members were ragging on Paul Ryan about at that conference call, I think. I mean, I don't know whether that necessarily was said, but, that's in the back of their mind. They're
Sure
thinking, oh, me, here we go.
Here we go.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave him up the road, from what I understand. But I don't think it's any good.
Yep. Well, you're right about that. They need to be held accountable for that.
Yeah, they do.
And that we do it at the polls. Yeah?
And we do it at the polls. That's right. Thank you, David.
Okay, bye.
And Sherry. Hey, Sherry.
Good morning, Tony. Can we talk about something besides the election these days?
Yeah, in about 14 days.
I'm telling Corey it's just old.
Oh, I know. Well, we got in a lot of stories this morning about what they're doing to the troops and several other things.
That you did. I have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of burnout, but it's important.
Say it again.
I said I wanted to try your trivia this morning.
Okay, which one?
What was the A? Remind me what it said.
It was goodbye ends in AO.
Is it aloha?
No, that is that's a good guess.
Well, because it's hello and goodbye.
That's right. It's same thing. Thank you, Sherry. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Are bill collectors harassing you nonstop? You have the power to make them stop. Seize that power. This is Attorney Russell Crumley. Call the Tennessee Valley Law Call at 855-256-LAWS. This free service has answers to many of your legal questions, including information on bankruptcy and making them stop. Call 855-256-LAWS.
Call toll-free 855-256-LAWS or go to WBHPAM.com. Powered by Crumley Law Firm and WBHP.
Representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
The CarPro Show. Straight talk, honest answers. Most of the time.
You can ask me anything. I'll tell you the truth, except for one thing.
What's that?
Don't go out and buy a car on your own and then ask me if you got a good deal. Because I'm going to lie to you. I will not.
You paid $5,000 over sticker.
Doesn't matter. I'm not going to tell you you didn't, even if you didn't. I'm going to tell you that you did. Other than that, I'll tell you the truth.
The moral of this story, check with the CarPro before you buy your next car at CarProUSA.com.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm Tony Goldwyn. 20 years ago, when my mom had lung cancer, she didn't have many choices. But today, you do. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer, please visit standuptocancer.org/lung cancer to learn more.
Talking with Andy Jones of Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison, a variety of pistol courses offered at Last Resort. Andy, tell us about that.
Yes, we're trying to come up with a number of different ways that we can reach out to people and help educate them as part of our classes. We've started running an introduction to pistol shooting class, which is primarily aimed at beginner shooters or those with not very much confidence or experience of actually shooting a handgun. And it's the shooting element, so it's going in the range and having some instruction on stance and aiming and actually getting the experience and practice with an instructor to go through the shooting. We've also started an NRA course which is called the First Steps, and it's specific to a handgun type, be it a revolver or a pistol, which is how it allows us to limit the time. And then of course we've got the NRA Basic Pistol class, and that covers all forms of handguns.
Visit Last Resort Guns in Madison on County Line Road just south of Palmer Road, or give them a call today, 256-774-5741. That's Last Resort Guns.
This is WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM-FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. A search in Oklahoma for a man accused of wounding 2 police officers last night, then carjacking a vehicle and driving to a relative's house.
We believe there was some sort of altercation, resulted in the deaths of 2 individuals, which we believe are related to the suspect.
Mark Opgrand of the Oklahoma County Sheriff's Office, the suspect believed to be armed with an AK-47. The U.S.-led coalition denying it conducted an airstrike in an Iraqi town last week that killed a dozen civilians. Human Rights Watch is investigating. Prices at the pump taking a dip.
The price of gasoline now averages $2.25. It is down 4 cents in the past 2 weeks, and this comes after rising about 14 cents since August 5.
Oil expert Trilby Lundberg. Tulsa with the lowest price, $1.98. San Francisco the highest at $2.78 a gallon. Fox News, we report, you decide.
The traffic info you need now. here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Stand Up to Cancer.
Good morning. Right now we are wreck-free, but you can expect delays on eastbound Highway 50 between South Fishing Ford Road and Highway 431. Also, we have slow traffic on southbound Whites Creek Pike between Patton Hollow Road and Highway 64. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
I'm Toni Goldwyn. 20 years ago, when my mom had lung cancer, she didn't have many choices. But today you do. If you've been diagnosed with lung cancer, please visit standuptocancer.org/lung cancer to learn more.
Say good morning to Mary Lawrence, Sonoma's Mortgage, First Commercial Bank. Now, there are special loans for doctors and dentists.
Right. We have a home loan exclusively designed for practicing doctors and dentists. They can buy a home with zero down payment up to $750,000 and with a small down payment up to $2 million. So it's designed exclusively for that profession.
You know, it's really interesting how you have special loans for doctors and dentists, special loans for veterans.
First-time home buyers.
I think that the more people understand that there are special loans for particular professions or where you are in life.
Correct.
They need to call you and find out about those because these are things that you have that a lot of people don't have.
And I've never had access to these before, so it's very nice to be offering them to my customers.
Call Mary Lawrence today on her cell phone, 256-755-1008. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates and fees subject to change. NMLS number 180085.
In the market for a new or pre-owned RV? Let us help you. Hi, this is Chase with Bankston Motorhomes. For over 46 years, my family has helped thousands of people just like you enjoy the RVing lifestyle. Whether you are taking a trip to the beach, exploring the West, tailgating, or just going on a weekend trip with your family, we have something for you. View all of our inventory online at bankstonmotorhomes.com or stop by any of Bankston's 5 locations here in North Alabama and Southern Tennessee.
Put Toni and Gary in your back pocket. Listen on your phone with the free iHeartRadio app.
I'm Chris Haley with Haley's Flooring and Interiors and Liberty Safes, and we will be giving away a Liberty Tactical Gun Safe, an $1,100 value. Listen for details.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
7:04 on the morning show. We have tons of trivia, tons of prizes to give away. Don't forget to go to our blog at ToniandGary.com and get in on the football picks. So now Salma Hayek, you know who that is, actress?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, beautiful. Says Donald Trump kept trying to date her, but she turned him down. Well, it's clear now why he has a problem with Mexico, right? I mean,
so
who else?
Salma Hayek, are you comparing the fact that he tried to date you with the fact that some ladies have come out and said that he sexually harassed them? Because trying to date you is not sexual harassment.
Asking you out for a date.
If so, about half of the girls in my senior class would have me in prison.
All right, now this is a weird story. Let's go back to the FBI and remember what they said about vetting Syrian refugees. Here we go.
Before this committee, Assistant Director Steinbeck said that the concerns in Syria is that we don't have the systems in place on the ground to collect the information to vet. That would be the concern. Databases don't hold the information on these individuals. Is that still the position of the department?
Yes, I think that's the challenge we're all talking about, is that we can only query against that which we have collected. And so if someone has never made a ripple in the pond in Syria in a way that would get their identity or their interests reflected in our database, we can query our database till the cows come home, but we're not going to, there will be nothing show up because we have no record on that person. That's what Assistant Director Steinbach was talking about. You can only query what you've collected. And with respect to Iraqi refugees, we had far more in our databases because of our country's work there for a decade. This is a different situation.
Right. So you can vet till the cows come home, but there aren't databases. So a week ago, 60 Minutes had expose on Syrian refugees. Was it true? That you're not vetting them. And
Really?
It was so skewed.
Oh.
They had the UN there, because the UN is the one who is vetting these people, right?
Oh,
you didn't know that? Oh, yeah.
Somehow I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then they're sending them to us. And
Well, they're not even vetting them, I bet.
So the person they had on screen, she had on Western clothes, jeans and a shirt. They don't dress like that.
Right.
And she was a teacher, and she said, they showed this line of families trying to get here, and they'd been waiting 18 months, blah, 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 blah. And, acting like they were Western people, from the United States or the UK.
Right.
I mean, it was so skewed. It was amazing. And we're vetting them, and it's like, well, how do you do that? Well, we ask them where they're from, and it's like, hello, what do you mean you ask them? You ask them where they're from? That's how you vet them? All right.
Well, they wouldn't lie.
Oh, no.
I mean, their mama told them not to lie.
So now we have this story. A British family who adopted a 12-year-old from Afghanistan opened up their arms, opened up their homes, opened up their hearts. Anyway, so Rosie, the mom, welcomed Jamil into her home after social workers told her he was a 12-year-old orphan refugee from Afghanistan. Now, after a couple of weeks, she had some suspicions about her humble, polite guest after noticing how hairy he was for a 12-year-old.
Yeah?
She took him to the dentist, took him to get his medical stuff done. But the dentist was the key.
The dentist is the one that told her.
Dentist estimated that he was probably closer to 21, 22 than he was 12.
Well, they just got see, that was a typo, Tony. They meant to tell her that he was 21, but unfortunately somebody put 12 in there instead of 21.
And then she realized how trained he was with firearms.
Oh.
And then she looked at his phone, and he had Taliban videos.
Oh, great.
Taliban material.
So she adopted a terrorist?
And child abuse images were found on his phone.
That's the name for a movie. I adopted a terrorist.
Rosie, whose full name remains anonymous, had 3 younger kids in her home and claimed that Jamil was able to fire a rifle and other things. And, that came right after, just days after she adopted him, were these claims that migrants claiming to be children were brought to the UK because they were asked, how old are you? 12.
Right.
Where are you from? Do you know any
New
of this
York.
stuff? No. So they didn't even vet them.
So what happened to this fella?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sure
We don't know the end.
Yeah, we're in the process of trying to find out exactly what happened to the boy, but not a 12-year-old.
Can she get her money back?
Well, I don't think she had to pay anything to adopt
Well, of course
him.
she did.
Oh, you think she did? Okay.
I know you do.
Oh, okay.
I adopted a kid.
Oh, well, I don't know about the UK and refugees. I don't know how that works.
Well,
that could be different.
Yeah.
Anyway, so vetting is not happening when you're just asking where you're from and how old are you.
No, that is not vetting.
No, because you can vet till the cows come home. There are no databases.
That's what FBI Director James Comey said just before he reduced himself to rubble in the minds of the American people.
So according to this judge in Florida, Mark Walker, he ruled against a so-called rapid verification process, preventing it from taking place during early voting in Florida. After a 3-hour hearing, he sided with Florida Governor Rick Scott, Secretary of State, against the Democratic Party, who wanted people to go ahead and be able to vote, even though they hadn't figured out if they were qualified to vote yet.
Right.
Really? How do you take those back if they're not? According to the judge, they said if a voter whose identity can't be confirmed is allowed to cast a regular ballot, it would be legal and it couldn't be corrected. So why would you allow that to happen? You're not going to get that ballot back and could lead to some real issues. So at least there are a few.
Well, I have something to say about that.
Judges left.
There is a procedure in place to keep people who may not be verified, but could be. There is a procedure in place to let them vote.
Provincial ballot, is that what it's called?
I was hoping you could tell me because
I'm thinking that's what
I'm
it's called.
having brain freeze at the moment. But yes, you go ahead and vote. Those are set aside, and if they're needed to break a tie or something,
then they come back in.
They come back and
so
do what they need to do.
it's not like you're not allowed to vote. You are allowed to vote. It's just if you're not registered to vote, if you're not qualified to vote, like Corey says, then you have another ballot. And they do. They set those aside, and then if they...
Provisional ballot.
Thank you.
That's it.
Then you come back in and count them.
Right.
But Democrats and the media don't like to tell you that. They just say,
no.
they're not allowed to vote. They're not allowed to vote. But what the Democrats wanted in Florida was for them to vote the regular vote.
Mm-hmm. Right. But, that's Tony, that is so racist. It's sexist. It's ageist. It's every ist out there.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
It's fraudist?
It is. Well, no, it's not fraud.
Right.
No.
All right. I thought this was interesting. So there's a 69-year-old woman, Shirley Teeter of Asheville, North Carolina,
okay,
who was suing Donald Trump.
Okay.
We had the story when she filed the lawsuit.
When did he grope her?
He didn't grope her. He punched her.
I didn't even know that was coming. That's awesome.
So according to the 73-year-old woman, according to her,
he didn't do it last week. I mean, she wasn't 73 when he did it, right?
I mean, this happened like during the primaries, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that she filed this lawsuit, said he punched her.
At a rally?
Yes. So she told the local ABC News affiliate that he stopped in his tracks, he turned around and just cold-cocked me.
What?
Yeah. Well, we had this story. It's just there's been so many stories, it's hard to remember them. This is an update to that story.
Surely I wouldn't have forgotten some 73-year-old woman saying that Donald Trump turned around in a rally and cold-cocked her.
She also added that people find a Trump supporter punching her. Well, then she went back and said it was a Trump supporter.
It wasn't Trump. It was a supporter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Initially, she said it was Trump. Then she said it was a Trump supporter.
Well, that's a little different.
Now, she's changed her story back and forth and said, well, it's possible that he could have struck her with his backhand instead of punched her, with his fist. Maybe he just slapped me with his backhanded me.
Well,
yeah.
That doesn't... That's still assault if it happened.
Anyway, she has now retracted the whole thing.
Oh.
But let me tell you why.
Okay. Because she was lying?
James O'Keefe. Undercover video.
He's a felon, right?
Right. From last week, when he released those Democracy Partners.
That's right.
Talking about voter fraud
Project
and how they
Veritas.
were going to put how they were going to put women behind Trump in his rallies next to men so that men would bully them and they could have all that on camera.
She was one of those women?
She was in the meeting. So now, even though she denies being involved in any way with any person, group, or organization, political or otherwise, she did admit to having volunteered on Barack Obama's 2008 presidential campaign. Now, police in Asheville issued a warrant for her arrest. And now
an arrest?
Yeah. Well, you can't fake a police report.
Oh, yeah. She falsified a police report.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But the video of the altercation shows that this is that it was all a lie and that she was involved in the Democracy Partners co-founder Robert Kramer, who actually went to the White House 342 times, and they still haven't answered for that. He had to resign with the Hillary Clinton campaign as a result of this expose. But this woman just happened to be on the video.
That is great.
Again, but did you hear that on CNN over the weekend? I didn't hear that.
No, of course you have to watch it to be able to hear it.
Well, that's true.
And I do not.
Well, I didn't watch it over the weekend. I
like my TV.
Sanity. All right, so Donald Trump lays out a Gettysburg Address, a contract to America.
No, contract with the American voter.
That's true. That is true. Why not the American people?
I don't know.
I don't either. Would have sounded better. But anyway, so he proposes, I'm going to go through it real quick. He proposes a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on all members of Congress. You can propose it.
Yeah, it ain't happening, probably.
That ain't happening.
Because Congress has to vote on that.
That's right. Institute a hiring freeze on all federal employees to reduce federal workforce through attrition, exempting the military, public safety, and public health.
Mm-hmm.
Require for every new federal regulation that 2 existing regulations must be eliminated.
Wow.
I like that.
I like it too.
Institute a 5-year ban.
Congress has to vote on that.
Yeah, they do. Institute a 5-year ban on White House and congressional officials becoming lobbyists after they leave government service. Congress has to approve that too.
Mm-hmm.
Create a lifetime ban on White House officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government.
I thought that was interesting.
I don't think they can do that.
Yeah, I was wondering how they would do that.
Can't do that. Institute a complete ban on foreign lobbyists raising money for American elections. I thought that was already illegal.
I did too.
Announce intention.
Well, it is for everybody but the Clintons.
Announce intention to renegotiate NAFTA or withdraw from the deal under Article 2205. He can do that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need Congress.
Right.
Announce withdrawal from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. He can do that.
Yep.
Direct Secretary of the Treasury to label China a currency manipulator. Now, I would need Mary Lawrence to help me with that one because I have no idea about any of that.
I suspect that there's some sort of regulations that go along with that term, which is why we haven't done that. That's what I suspect.
Direct the Secretary of Commerce and U.S. Trade Representative to identify all foreign trading abuses that unfairly impact American workers. And that would be like the trade deficits and things like that. Lift the restrictions on the production of $50 trillion worth of job-producing American energy reserves, including shale, oil, natural gas, and clean coal. Now, we have restrictions on how much we can produce. Get rid of all that. You know how many jobs that would create?
Yeah.
And open it up. You know, we have enough natural resources. We could be the, some have said, the Saudi Arabia of the world as far as our oil production and other things. So, and create, back in the 70s, back in the day.
Right.
How many people went to work offshore? My grandfather worked offshore.
I was about to say, I thought your grandfather did.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He traveled from Mississippi to Louisiana. They would carpool. There'd be 5 or 6 of them they'd be 7 on, 7 off, 7 days on, 7 days off. And they would be out there rigging. And there were no jobs in Mississippi. There were no jobs in a lot of places.
So they had to go offshore.
And made good money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like this one. Cancel billions in payments to UN climate change programs. Cancel that billions of dollars of the John Kerry and the president has, and use the money to fix America's water and environmental infrastructure instead of climate change.
Okay.
Cancel every unconstitutional executive action, memorandum, and order issued by President Obama.
He can do that.
Let's see. Begin the process of selecting a replacement for Justice Scalia from one of the 20 judges on his list who will uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States. Cancel all funding for sanctuary cities. Begin removing the more than 2 million criminal illegal immigrants from the country. Cancel visas to foreign countries and won't take them back. We've talked about that.
Yeah, I wondered how he was going to make them take them back.
Well, we talked about that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know how... So right now, Obama and Clinton say, well, we can't send back these criminal illegal aliens because their countries won't take them back.
Right.
Well, then you cancel all visas from that country, period, until they do.
Yeah.
You know, that it would maybe just take the threat of that.
That's what I figure.
And they would be
just
doing that. Now, we're going to there's more, but we're going to post it on our blog at ToniandGary.com.
Already there?
Already there. Go take a look. Take a look and see what you think. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that you're probably driving right now. Sitting comfortably behind the wheel with a tasty caffeinated beverage in your cup holder. Well, if you were driving with Uber, you could be earning money right now too. That's because Uber is the ultimate side hustle. Extra cash whenever you want. Earning you can turn on and off, just like your car. This isn't just another job, it's a totally flexible way to earn. So go ahead, get your side hustle on. Visit uber.com/drive now. That's uber.com/drive now.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. So lock in this ultra-low rate before it goes back up. Call 800-QUICKEN, that's 800-QUICKEN.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Talking with Bo Thomas of Thomas HVAC, your train comfort specialist. Tell us about the new technology, Bo.
Well, Gary, this is the same technology. It's been used on airplanes for decades. It's been used to keep out dust, bacteria, viruses, allergens, and now we have it available for your home and your office.
So how does it work?
What we do, we install it into your system, so as it's running, we get a chance to filter the air throughout the whole house.
Well, Bo, what about the people who use humidifiers?
We've got that covered too. We've got a humidifier we'll install in the system so we can affect the entire house, and we can get rid of those bowls that are sitting over in the corner and eliminate using them in a room by room basis. Imagine all day and all night while you're sleeping, the air in your home is being cleaned so you get the best air quality in every room 24 hours a day.
How do they get a hold of you, Bo?
Call us at 256-858-4822 or find us online at coolhuntsville.com.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Huntsville Hospital.
Good morning. Right now, things look great. We are wreck-free, but we do have some slow traffic on northbound Research Park Boulevard between Dan Tibbs Road and Highway 53. Also, you can expect some slow traffic this morning already on southbound Highway 31 between Highway 36 and Carl Prince Drive. Allow yourself some extra time if you are headed in that direction. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
When I don't feel good, it's hard to keep up with school, work, even weekend plans. Huntsville Hospital Walk-In Clinic across from Holy Spirit School on Airport Road is open until 6 p.m. every day, including Saturday and Sunday. Huntsville Hospital Walk-In Clinic. We can make you feel all better.
Gary Dobbs here along with Carrie Rosenblum of Rosenblum Realty in Huntsville. 55 years of serving the Tennessee Valley, 4 generations. You know, Carrie, this is a pretty good market to think about investing in real estate.
It's an excellent time to do that, Gary. We invest in ourselves and buying our own home, but also buying that one other rental property or maybe even 12 or 15 in the future does a great thing in providing you a tax shelter now with your current income. It provides you a better rate of return. You know, the CDs aren't paying that much at the bank now.
Right.
So you get a better rate of return, a safer investment than maybe some stock market investments. And again, even retirement income in the future. So there's a lot of good reason to look at real estate, short-term or long-term, and to get a good return on your money.
If folks are interested in investing in this market, they need to talk to you and your staff. So tell them how to get a hold of you.
Please call us at 256-539-9501 or visit us on our web at rosenblumrealty.com.
Carrie Rosenblum, Rosenblum Realty, 55 years experience.
From the Exergen Temporal Thermometer Weather Center.
Now, your official WBHP Weather Center forecast.
This report is brought to you by Think It Up.
I'm WHNT News 19 meteorologist Gabrielle Diebler. Looking at mostly sunny skies again today, and after a cool morning, high temperatures will rise all the way up to near 80 degrees. A little bit of a breeze coming through, otherwise we'll stay fairly calm. Low temperatures tonight dropping down to near clear skies. We'll continue to enjoy warm and dry weather through most of our work week. High temperatures tomorrow near 79 with mostly sunny skies. Our only slim chance of rain comes on Thursday. Take my forecast and WBHP with you everywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app at WBHPAM.com.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas, and I'm here to tell you about Think It Up, a new initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join us at thinkitup.org.
If you've heard of WeatherTech floor liners, you probably know that for your vehicle's floor, nothing protects better. But what about protection for the rest of your car or truck? I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Besides our floor liners, we design, engineer, and manufacture a wide range of automotive accessories right here in America. And just like our floor liners, everything is done to the highest standards possible. We understand what kind of investment owning a vehicle can be, so we do everything possible to help you protect it. We don't take shortcuts, and we never make concessions when it comes to quality. For everything from cargo liners to cleaning and detailing supplies, to mud flaps and car covers, the one place you need to go is WeatherTech.com. So if you are familiar with our floor liners, just imagine how well the rest of our products will work for you. Learn more about our full line of automotive accessories at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech.com. Proudly made in America.
Glenn Beck. Mornings 8 to 11.
I'm telling you, you will laugh, you will cry, you will feel, you will freak out.
WBHP.
Good morning. I'm James Doggett with Peppers Moving Company, where our mission is to provide the most stress-free and exciting relocation experience ever. Call us at 256-534-6116.
And they're helping me with my project, and it is coming along great. We're going to be talking about that more tomorrow. All right, so New York Times hit piece on Trump's abortion comments. You know, in the last debate, he brought up partial birth abortion. The fact that you can kill a baby as it's being born, as long as it is still partially in the womb, you can kill it.
Before it takes a breath.
Now, the New York Times talked to a doctor, had it on the front page, who called Trump's comments absurd.
Really?
Because women rarely, if ever, choose to abort in the final days of a pregnancy.
Ask Kermit, what's his name, who's in prison now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he did it all the time.
So what the doctor said is, if a very late in pregnancy a fetus was to be non-viable, to have a condition that would not allow it to survive after birth, the woman might continue the pregnancy and deliver a stillborn baby, or she might decide not to continue the pregnancy. Would you call that an abortion? He said, the doctor, I think most of us wouldn't use that language. We would say induction of labor for a non-viable pregnancy. I'm sorry, I don't know anybody who would say that. But what he is describing is
so he's retermed abortion to induction of labor
for a non-viable pregnancy. Now, what this doctor is describing is an abortion. Induction of labor is a common method used in the third trimester for abortions. It's now, everybody hang tight, okay? I know this is rough. It's the method where the abortionist injects a drug into the fetus's brain, the baby's brain, with a needle. The drug induces a fatal heart attack that renders the baby stillborn. Because if it's born alive, as many have been, it's murder. But as long as the baby dies before it's out of the womb, even on the last day, even in the 9th month last day.
And it doesn't always work. Because remember, Kermit Gosnell is in prison right now because
babies were born.
First of all, he did this. I mean, and then babies were born.
Alive. He let them die.
He attempted to abort them, but they survived, and he just threw them out.
Yeah.
OMG.
So the non-viable pregnancy that he's referring to is a baby.
Right. It's a human being.
So his point that late-term abortions are rare doesn't change the fact that a woman can legally have her child aborted in the last few days of her pregnancy in a number of states across this country. And his comments nor the article address how a third-term abortion is carried out. You'll have to Google it. That's about all we're going to say about that. But for the New York Times to now say, oh, that's absurd for Trump to say that. Really?
They lied.
They lied.
I mean, they've been lying
all along.
The whole election season.
Gloria Borger, CNN, their chief political analyst.
Yes.
Actually had an email leaked from WikiLeaks.
Oh.
Let me read it to you.
What'd she have to say?
Oh, I hate to cuss in the 7 o'clock hour.
Uh-oh.
I have been in GOP hell. Will reach out to you soon. You good? This was to John Podesta.
Wow.
From CNN's Gloria Borger, their chief political analyst. I have been in GOP Hades. Will reach out to you soon.
Wow.
Then we have this one. sent to Nick from Nick Merrill.
Where I guess she'll be in liberal heaven.
Yes,
when she
shortly.
speaks to him.
This is just for you, Nick, but our favorite CNN source says that whoever's filling in for Erin this week has lined up an interview. So it doesn't say which one. She obviously shouldn't be telling me this, so please don't source, or Madre may pay the price. That would be Hillary Clinton. That's what they called her, Madre.
Madre?
Madre, yeah. And then we have the emails that show that they're rigging the polls. So the ABC News poll that came out over the weekend, they said it was a tracking poll. It's not a tracking poll.
It was 20, 21, 22, right?
Yes. It was a 3-day poll.
Well, how can it be a tracking poll if the 23rd is not also included at this point?
So the...
I mean, it is the 24th, right?
Right.
Okay.
So they had it on there for yesterday as a Clinton plus 12.
Yes.
But it's not on there today.
Because it's over.
Now, let me explain what a tracking poll... Because we talk a lot about tracking polls. Tracking polls are 5-day polls.
And they're constant, right?
And they're constant over a period of time.
Okay.
And you drop off the oldest day and you add the new day. So the oldest day in a 5-day poll you would drop off and you would add today, right?
But the point is there are new numbers every day.
Every day.
Yes.
It's not I think we'll do a tracking poll and use 3 days.
Right.
That's a poll.
Yeah.
Now, tracking polls are usually more accurate because they're taking the snapshot of that day, not from 2
More
weeks
up
ago
to date
or right.
Yeah.
So ABC thought they'd try to pull one over on everybody and say, "Oh, we're doing a tracking poll," which doesn't conform to any of the other tracking polls, and has Clinton plus 12. Now, I went in and looked at that poll. When you're doing a tracking poll, what you're doing is you're asking people who voted in 2012. Who are likely voters to vote again, right?
Right.
So Obama beat Romney by 3.9 points. So you should have 3.9 more Democrats in a fair poll.
Yes.
Because that's the difference in likely voters.
Mm-hmm.
You go by what happened last time.
Right.
Well, in this ABC poll...
Did they have a few more than 3.9
a
percentage
few
points?
more, 10. They padded it 10% and got her to a plus 12. Now,
Padded it 10% and got her to plus 12. So that means she's probably a plus 2?
A plus 2,
Okay.
yes.
Within the margin of error, I suspect.
Yes. Now, if you look at the other daily tracking polls, the IBD, which is the Investor Business Daily, tip tracking poll, they're tied. If you look at the LA Times tracking poll, they're tied. If you look at the Rasmussen poll, he has them Trump up by 2. This is a tight race. But ABC comes in there and says, we just did a tracking poll. We have Clinton plus 12.
Sounds like an outlier to me. At the very least.
Now, in one of the emails from John Podesta, there is an email now saying what to do about the polls.
Yeah, y'all listen to this.
It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
So what they're saying is that let's see here. Let me find the email. Oh, here it is. Okay.
There it is.
So the email starts out with a request for recommendations on oversamples for polling in order to maximize what we get out of our media polling. So they talked to the folks at Atlas who do these things to recommend oversamples for our polling before we start in February. By market, region, I want to get all this compiled into one set of recommendations so we can maximize what we get out of our media polling.
Wow.
And then he goes on to say, and the email includes this handy 37-page guide with the following poll rigging recommendations. In Arizona, oversample Hispanics and Native Americans. That's recommended. In Florida, make sure the people are not too old and that it has enough African American and Hispanic votes. Meanwhile, independent voters in Tampa and Orlando are apparently more Democratic friendly, so we suggest filling up independent quotas in those cities first.
Wow.
So this is an email from Podesta to Atlas saying this is what we need to do. Now this is important because this is something I hadn't even thought about. I mean, you can go in and you can look that they're polling more women than men, which helps Hillary. You can go in and see how many Hispanics and how many African Americans, how many whatever. But this thing I didn't even think about. So what he's saying is, so we know that in all the polls they have Democrats, Republicans, independents.
Yes.
But they have independents leaning Republican or independents leaning Democrat. In some of these polls, they don't tell you.
Right.
So what Podesta, the chairman of the Hillary Clinton campaign, is saying is in Florida, make sure the Hispanics are not too old because young Hispanics will vote for Hillary. Make sure you have enough African Americans. And when you get to the independent votes, make sure you do that in counties that are heavy Democrat. Tampa, Orlando, apparently more Democratic friendly, so the report suggests filling up independent quotas in those cities first.
Is Orlando close to Orlando?
Orlando, sorry. Tampa and Orlando.
Tampa and Orlando.
Anyway, then they went on to say Tampa and Orlando are better persuasion targets than North or South Florida.
Listen to that. He used the word persuasion.
Persuasion. If there's a budget question or over samples, make sure that Tampa and Orlando are included first. Now, they don't want to poll people in the Panhandle.
No.
Because those are Trump supporters.
Yeah.
So do it in the counties, your independent voters, that will sway the polls. And then the next email says, and then stage 2, declare the race over.
Well, they're in stage 2.
Well, they're in both. Skew the polls.
Stage 1 is ongoing.
Yes, skew the polls and declare the race over. Now, I don't know if he's going to win or not, but for goodness sakes, they're all in cahoots. And WikiLeaks has proved that. We'll be right back.
Sounds like it's rigged.
Yeah. You think? We'll be right back.
Listen to Toni and Gary on your smartphone.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
The Car Pro is now on Facebook.
Of course, the Car Pro's on Facebook. I'm Jerry Reynolds, the Car Pro. Let's do the Car Pro show and call in. Or reach us anytime by hitting the Facebook link at carprousa.com.
Saturdays noon to 3 and Sundays 9 to 11 a.m. on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
We have a great new show on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker you don't want to miss. It's The Land Show with Dave Milton. Dave informs you on everything you need to know about investing in land. Be sure to tune in Saturday mornings from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. for The Land Show with Dave Milton. And visit thelandshow.com to get Dave's free report, 7 Proven Land Investment Strategies. Don't miss The Land Show with Dave Milton for successful land investing every Saturday morning, 9 till 10, right here on WBHP, Huntsville's Big Talker.
Say good morning to Keith Pinkerton. He is Mr. Electric. Now, Keith, every month we have severe weather in the Tennessee Valley. Power outages, a big problem. But you can help stop that.
That is correct. We can actually come in and install a whole house generator that automatically senses when the power goes off, takes you off the utility grid, and turns on the generator and powers up your house during a power outage. And when power comes back on, it senses it and shuts down the generator and puts you back on the utility grid.
And another important feature with Mr. Electric is making sure you're safe at home.
We actually have a home safety inspection, electrical home safety inspection that we do when we come out to your house, and and we inspect your whole electrical system, and we educate you about your electrical system, and if we see any code violations or anything that needs to be addressed, we'll give you a free upfront quote.
Call Mr. Electric today at 1-888-536-8119.
At Manny's Roofing and Construction, we're up front, unlike the other guys. Oh, this bill's bigger than expected. Oh yeah, extra material costs. That's not how it should be. If Manny says that's what it is, that's the way it'll be. Roofing, siding, gutters. At Manny's Roofing and Construction, we stand behind our work with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Small or big, Manny's there every time. Manny's Roofing and Construction. For a free estimate, call 529-0321 and follow us on Facebook Facebook.
The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Good morning. Right now, things are pretty quiet out there, but expect some slow traffic to cause a problem for you if you're headed southbound on Memorial Parkway between Mountain Gap Road and Hobbs Road. Also, we have delays on westbound Highway 35 between Highway 72 and Highway 279. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
She didn't just visit the sick and poor. She moved in with them because they needed help. Mother Teresa couldn't do it all, but she gave her all. Compassion. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
WBHP is available everywhere you want to listen on our free iHeartRadio app. Download it now.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC Company. It's football season. That means I'll be giving away $100 in cash to one Toni and Gary listener each week.
The Toni and Gary SEC Football Pick'em Contest. Find out more online at ToniandGary.com and listen weekdays 5 to 8 a.m. here on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
Welcome back to the morning show. Okay, what are we giving away?
$40 for Popeye's Cajun Fried Chicken. Movie passes for two at Hollywood 18. Family 4-pack to the Botanical Gardens. $20 from Dunkin' Donuts, Huntsville and Madison.
And a day pass to the range at Last Resort Guns, County Line Road in Madison.
All you have to do is call us. At the end of the show, we'll draw from all the people who have called in, and that person wins.
534-3521 and 309-2313.
We've added prizes. We have a family 4-pack at Tate Farms, as well as golf for two at Point Mallard's Championship Course. Let's go to the phone and talk to Jamie. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Good.
Just qualify me this morning, please. I got kids coming in.
There you go. And Mary?
Tell the kids we said hi.
Yeah. Hey, Mary.
Good morning. Y'all doing all right this morning?
Doing good.
Honey, I just want to be qualified.
Well, you are in there. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
And Alice? Hey, Alice.
Good morning. Is one of your answers pistachios?
Pistachio. That would be the I-O. Yes. Very good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. A couple of other quick stories. So this is something I haven't heard of before. A hairless hamster.
Hairless hamster?
Hairless hamster gets a new sweater.
What'd you call me? A hairless hamster?
So this hamster who has no hair in Oregon.
He got a sweater?
Yeah, they knitted him a sweater.
Ruth?
Probably. A staff member at the Oregon Humane Society in Portland. And she knitted the sweater, and I guess he was born hairless due to a genetic mutation, but he has like a short curly whiskers on his snout, and that's about it. But soon will be up for available for adoption, preferably in
They're doing all this for a hamster? They live like 2 months or something.
That's not true. My son had a hamster forever.
The same hamster?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know.
I guess I did something wrong.
Try feeding it. Let's see here. I love this headline. Woman with kidney stones comes home with a baby boy. So she was having abdominal pains, needed to go to the hospital, thought she had kidney stones. When she arrived, they said, having a baby. So,
oops.
So her husband explained in a Facebook post how that happened. How did they go through an entire pregnancy?
Without knowing it?
Now the baby was born at 38 weeks.
Okay.
But still.
I mean, that's nearly full term, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Made it through an entire pregnancy without ever knowing she was pregnant. Well, he says, here's what we can gather based on the info given to us from the doctors at the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So his wife was diagnosed with premenopause a while back, which would justify the hormone imbalance also associated with pregnancy. It's the same thing. Looks the same. Not the same thing, but looks the same.
Right.
Sean was also breech throughout the entire pregnancy, which prevented him from moving around to indicate that he was in there, right?
Yeah.
And so the most bizarre part is she continued, to still be normal. and then lastly, she broke her ankle a couple of weeks ago and was laid up for a couple of weeks, limiting her movements. All this together ruled out in their minds even the remote possibility of pregnancy. They already had 3 kids, and 1611, a girl turns 3, and the doctors told her she was unlikely to ever have another child. Let me say this. I was told I was unlikely to ever have another child.
Whoops. Things happen.
And chances, 19.
God has the last say-so typically in those kinds of situations.
And this story is wrong on so many levels.
Okay.
Women tend to have worse road rage. In a study conducted by Hyundai, researchers put sensors on the hands of 1,000 drivers.
On their hands?
Yeah, and used webcams in the United Kingdom. They found, on average, women were 12% angrier than men when driving. Now, look.
They were doing a poll as to whether or not they flipped off the other driver? They put sensors on their hands?
I think it's supposed to show some kind of anger. When your blood
maybe
pressure.
A heart rate or blood.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But that's wrong because, if you're allowing sensors on your hands, you're probably going to make up some of that stuff. That is just wrong. Women do not have worse road rage than men.
Well, I will tell you this: my wife has worse road rage than I have.
Well,
and she's a woman, and I am a man.
Well, I'm glad you put that out there. The World Series begins tonight, by the way.
Yeah, the Cubs.
Exciting.
How about that?
And it looks like 3 U.S. states have now denied Russian permission to monitor American polling stations during the election. They asked if they could, because,
Why would the Russians?
Well, we have foreign monitors all the time.
Why would we allow that?
Well, they didn't. They said they denied Russia permission to monitor
3
American
states. What about the other?
Well, maybe that's the only 3 they asked for. Probably swing states, I would imagine. Now, the Russians responded and said all they want to do is visit, kind of like they visited Crimea. Same thing, right? It's like...
Right.
Yeah, let's go to Royce. Hey, Royce.
Hey, now, you still looking for HOs?
For what?
HO?
Yes,
for
what
your
is it?
Trivia?
Mm-hmm.
Are you still looking for some?
He hasn't heard the complete trivia, is what I'm understanding. So it is words that end in A-O, B-O, C-O. I assume you're asking for the H-O.
Yes. So it's Spanish soup. Spanish soup made with tomatoes and garlic ends in H-O. What is it?
I do not know that.
Oh, okay. Well,
I guess because I didn't understand the question quite correctly, I was going to say, hi-ho, off to work I go. Don't have a lot of time.
Well,
but anyway, that'll work.
That'll work.
That'll get you qualified.
Real quickly about Trump, and I appreciate people who love to support their team, like Alabama. We love our team. But when I was watching the debate the other night, and he said he would not accept the results quite yet, or whatever, I thought before the pundits said it was bad, I thought it was bad. I didn't need
what he said, though.
I thought that was a mistake.
He said he was going to wait and see.
Yeah,
but
I thought that was wrong.
Well,
listen, he's got to step it up because although we may support him, we're after those who don't know yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the thing is, and this is what we talked about the day after that, was the hypocrisy of the whole thing. Al Gore did the same thing.
I know.
John Kerry.
Elected, not elected.
John Kerry screamed that Ohio was stolen. They're still talking about how Bush, like I say, stole the election. But there are many examples of Democrats coming forward, Howard Dean and others, saying that the 2004 election was rigged. How even Obama, we have a cut where Obama in 2008, somebody asked him how he was going to keep the election from being rigged, and he went into a whole thing about it. So just saying that I'm going to wait until the election happens in case there are irregularities is not a bad thing. It's just they take it and they run with it.
Royce, you've heard the countless stories we've done talking about voter fraud already.
Yeah.
Why in the world would he say, well, yes, I'll accept it?
I'm not going to contest anything.
Because
he can contest it at the end. But I'm saying like Pence. When Pence was asked the question, how did he answer? We all like Pence.
Yeah.
Well,
there's just a way to come across that independent voters are not as informed as you and I might be on these the hypocrisy of the Democratic Party. And so you've got to realize that and be smart with your answers.
Well, I have to agree with you.
You
He's
can't
not
play
real
into
smart.
their hand. Don't give them anything.
He's not real smart with a lot of his answers, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how
but
it
I
goes.
still think there's hope. I do believe there's hope.
Well, we'll see.
I'm glad that Royce has hope.
Yeah, it just all depends. If people will, they're trying to depress the vote. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
If people will get out and vote, then there's hope.
I do believe it. Y'all have a super day.
Thank you, Royce. Got to take a break. We'll be right back.
On your smartphone, download the free iHeartRadio app and listen anywhere in the U.S.
And listen on your computer free anywhere in the world.
And we're on HD Radio 102.1-2. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/Toni and Gary.
It's the morning show with Toni and Gary on 800 and 1230 WBHP.
From the Tennessee Valley to your radio, it's WBHP's Valley Happenings.
Hi, my name is Denise Gillespie. For the first time in Alabama, the Autism Society of Alabama and Down Syndrome Alabama are teaming up to host the Unlocking the Mystery of Developmental Disorders Conference on Wednesday, October 26th from 8 to 3 at Canaan Baptist Church in Bessemer, Alabama. Speakers will present on topics such as behavior techniques, transition planning, current classroom strategies, current legal issues, speech and language therapy, and many more. For registration or information, please visit our website, specialconferences.com.
And that's what's happening. For more information on Valley Happenings, log on to WBHPAM.com, keyword events. The traffic info you need now. Here's a WBHP Time Saver traffic update.
This report is brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Good morning. Right now, we are wreck-free, but we do have stop-and-go traffic still on northbound Memorial Parkway between Whitesburg Drive and Martin Road. That's been a problem all morning long. Also, we have slow traffic on southbound Highway 31 between Highway 251 and 4th Street. I'm Heather York in the Hardee's Traffic Center.
As a parent, you can't help but look at your child and dream about what the future holds. But while you're dreaming, consider this. The odds that your child will be diagnosed with autism are 1 in 68. Catching it early can make a world of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Maybe you're not a numbers guy. Maybe you don't know the difference between pi r squared and pi r round. Doesn't matter. Proving only the Mercedes-Benz Metris Worker cargo van stacks up is a piece of cake. The Metris Worker has 57 cubic feet more cargo volume than the Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase. That's about the size of a New York City apartment these days. And if you want to talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, you can carry 3 of them in the Metris Worker. With the Ford Transit Connect, the third gorilla walks. The Metris Worker has more capabilities than a Transit Connect, and with a $25,995 starting price, has a low cost of ownership. Ain't math grand? The Mercedes-Benz Metris Worker Cargo, starting at $25,995. See your local dealer or go to mbvans.com. Mercedes-Benz. Vans born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris Worker Cargo Van. Excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Comparison based on publicly available vehicle specifications for the 2016 Ford Transit Connect long wheelbase.
This is Gary Sullivan. Hope you'll join me in a little home improvement talk this Sunday afternoon at 3 here on WBHP.
Hey, this is Bo Thomas with Thomas HVAC. And if you're even thinking about getting a new heating and cooling system, you'll want to take advantage of our fall football special. Right now, we're offering 0% for 60-month financing on new Trane heating and cooling systems. Give us a call at 256-858-4822 or go to coolhuntsville.com.
We love Bo Thomas. What a special. 5 years, no interest. Call him. Phone number is
256-858-4822.
World Series kicks off tonight, so a little trivia for you. So Joe Niekro hit the only home run of his 22-year Major League career of his own brother, Phil, 1976.
Okay.
Now, Joe was a pitcher for the Houston Astros, hit a grand slam off his brother, who was pitching for the Atlanta Braves. Isn't that something?
It is.
Ty Cobb, the only Major League Baseball player to ever have a brand of cigarettes named after him. That must have been a long time ago. This is kind of sad. Just 5 baseball gloves can be made from a single cow.
5?
I don't know.
Okay.
1986, Houston Astros manager ordered all TV all TVs removed from the clubhouse because the players were skipping infield practice to watch Wheel of Fortune.
Really?
And finally, 1973 Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Doc Ellis ordered to stop wearing hair curlers on the field during practice. Now,
wow.
Really?
Well.
Hey, Corey, he's a man.
He's a man. Wearing hair curlers.
I'm going to have to look that one up. Get a picture of that.
Do I have enough hair for that?
No.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free. Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-480-1941 and use the promo code IHEART. That's 800-480-1941 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code IHEART.
Janet Kincherlow Martin, Calhoun Community College. We've talked a lot about the short-term classes you can take to go ahead and get a job,
Yes.
like everything from linemen and truck driving.
Yes.
And what else?
To phlebotomy. A phlebotomist is a person who draws your blood when you go in for lab work. Believe it or not, you can be certified to be a phlebotomist after one course, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Now, what about the welding?
Probably 10 to 15 weeks, and you can be a certified welder. But then again, the good thing about these classes is that you can take the introductory courses and then be certified to work in that area, but then you can go back and get additional coursework and then be certified to do some other things, because I know that there are different kinds of welding, and so you can get certified to do those different kinds of welding. The beauty about those, as you said, is that you go and take that coursework for a very short period of time, but then you're certified to go out and work and make, a very good living. We have everything from the line worker to truck driving that we've talked about, the CDL, to welding, which are all very popular, to phlebotomy, to certified nursing assistant, pharmacy tech, again, all making more than minimum wage.
Great ideas from Calhoun Community College.
Log on to calhoun.edu to register today.
This is 800 and 1230 WBHP, the Valley's Big Talker.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Congratulations to Fred Colchin. Hey, Fred, good job. All right, we're going to do this all again tomorrow. And we'll have Halloween trivia, too.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. Can you believe it's already nearly Halloween?
A week from today.
Good
Hey,
grief.
a month from today's Thanksgiving. 2 months from tomorrow is Christmas.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Yeah. That's amazing.
Time flies.
Mm-hmm. All right, weather?
Looking good today. Sunny, back at 80. Clear 48 tonight. And then tomorrow, sunny 79. No rain mentioned until Wednesday night and Thursday. And then only a 20% chance.
It's dry out there, folks.
Yeah, it is. No burning.
You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine. Join us in the morning, 5 a.m.
Bye, y'all.
Glenn Beck follows Fox News on WBHP Huntsville, WHOS Decatur, and WDRM FM HD2 Decatur, an iHeart radio station.